Hello, FPL managers. Take a deep breath. The 3 p.m. deadline has been and gone, and I feel like I'm in a much better place. The big casualties to miss out, as I'm sure you've seen: Trent, Mane, Salah, Mahrez, Mendy, Willian, Traore, O'Connell at Sheffield United, Calvert-Lewin at Everton. There are loads of casualties, but we have a fun day of football planned. We've got all 10 games, giving live updates. I'm joined by Leah FPL family, Toby of FPL Diary, Andy of Let's Talk FPL, and I'm very excited to be covering all these games today. Lee, over to you first. You're going to be on Liverpool and Man City. Loads of FPL interest in those two fixtures. How are you feeling?
Can I just say the last hour or so has been one of the best hours of FPL for this season. I absolutely love being on Twitter. Everyone that's been on Twitter, trying to get the team news early. Everyone that's made comments on our YouTube videos and stuff. Absolutely, you guys rock. It's so much fun. Honestly, it's brilliant. She's been trying to do a free hit team, and right up until like 2 minutes to deadline, she's made some really last minute changes. Bottled the Kane captaincy, by the way. Ooh. Bottled it. She's gone Sterling captain, as have I. So she's bottled the Kane captaincy. But that's exactly what I said. Can't get back into the top 1K unless you captain in Kane. But she has at least got him in the team. How am I feeling about my games? I'm buzzing from an FPL perspective on City. The expectation is so high, isn't it, from an FPL perspective in terms of who's going to get what. Obviously, the Mahrez benching. If you've got Mahrez in your team, he can still come on and do damage. If you manage to stick with either Jesus, Sterling, Foden, De Bruyne, if you've got David Silva in from a sentimental pick perspective, still all really, really good picks. And for the Liverpool game, obviously I'm hoping we win. I'm kind of intrigued as to what sort of performance we're going to get, what sort of team we're going to see. I mean, it's obviously quite a B-looking team. It's a bit of a League Cup-looking team, to be honest with you. No Trent, no Salah, as we know, no Mane. So, listen, not a lot on it, to be honest with you. So I'm just intrigued to see who can step up to the plate and maybe make a bit of a play for, our game week 1 teams next season, maybe.
Yeah, exciting stuff. And Andy, you're on the big game, United, Leicester, kind of winner takes all almost. How are you feeling about that? And what were your kind of FPL transfers in the last, 45 minutes or so? What have you done?
FPL is a nightmare. So let's start off with the Man United Leicester game. Sorry, not Liverpool. I'm going to be trying to keep up with it, but everyone that's watched before knows how far behind I will be. But I'll be keeping an eye on Twitter and the chat anyway. But yeah, I'm pretty nervous, to be honest, because I think I don't want to sound cliche, but all it needs for Man United is Leicester to get an early goal, and then it's panic. Like, will they sit back? I don't think they're playing Bennett or anyone like that today either. So I think they've gone back to 5 at the back. Which didn't work too well against Spurs, but they've changed some of the personnel. So I think it's going to be a tough game. A little bit of extra rest for United this time. But otherwise, it's a standard Man United team. Apart from Brandon Williams is playing instead of Shaw, which isn't ideal, but it's not the worst kind of injury that we could have. So I'm kind of nervous about that. FPL, just what a nightmare. I'd honestly thought about so many different scenarios. What if Sterling doesn't start? What if De Bruyne doesn't start? Not one scenario had I considered where Salah didn't start. So when I found out that Trent wasn't playing, I thought I'd do Nico Williams in. And I had so much money to burn, I didn't know how to spend it. So I did De Bruyne to Sterling, thinking that Mahrez was going to start. So I've got Mahrez on my team and I've taken De Bruyne out, which I'm not happy about. I know Mahrez can get something off the bench, but it hasn't happened in the last 2 games. And then otherwise, I also got Van Dijk in for size for a hit. So I did 3 transfers. 2 Liverpool defenders in when they're playing a B team. What can go wrong with that? I don't know. But Nico Williams, massive differential. I saw a tweet. I think he's had something like 3.7 shots. I don't know if it's in the box or just in general for every 90 minutes he plays. So the man likes to shoot. So I'm just hoping for the best. Sterling captain, very boring considering my rank. I've kept all my Man United players. So if Harry Maguire scores today, I don't care if I get a red arrow. That'll be FPL made for me today.
Yeah. And many of us and many of you guys watching, I'm sure, are playing for overall rank. However, many of you will also be chasing mini league success, which allows me to introduce Toby, my good friend and mini league rival, who before today was 13 points ahead of me. With the extra hit I've taken, that gap is now 17 points, Toby. How are you feeling and what did you do?
Sort of mixed feelings, really, to be honest with you. I mean, I've made an absolute howler of a transfer, or 2 transfers. I've taken a hit. I've shipped out Martial for Salah, who's obviously benched, and I've shipped out Jimenez to Nketiah, who's also benched. in order to finance that, which sounds like a complete nightmare on paper, and it sort of is.
What do you mean on paper?
Off paper, on paper, yeah, it's just a nightmare. However, the kind of redeeming feature of it is that the whole reason I wanted Salah so badly was because Gianni has him. And really, looking at Gianni's team, being 13 points ahead, Salah was the only player that I really thought was going to hurt me. And I actually thought that Gianni would captain Salah, knowing that I was going to captain Sterling, because I thought that's how he would think and that's how he was going to try and win the mini league. It hasn't happened that way. We both captain Sterling. We both also got Salah, who isn't playing. So I don't feel too desperately sad about it. Overall rank is obviously important, but to be honest with you, it's all about beating Batici this season.
Yeah, there's a lot of pride at stake, and it's been close all season, but you've been gaining on me in recent weeks and just leapfrogged me. So yeah, my big players today, I've got the 3 City. I have sold Foden. I mean, who thought Foden was starting today? We all thought Mahrez was going to get the nod. But I do have Jesus, KDB, and obviously I've bought in Sterling like most, and I'm captaining Sterling. You guys, and Toby, you've got Sterling captain. Andy and Lee, who did you go for?
Yeah, Sterling as well, boringly, I'm afraid. Yeah.
I thought about Kevin De Bruyne, but I just think he's probably one of my last picks in terms of scoring goals, especially if he's given up penalties. So Sterling just looks hungry. I thought about Mahrez. Glad I didn't do that, of course. And I thought about Jesus as well, but I just went boring. I don't really have much to play for at the moment. My rank's pretty bad anyway, so I just thought I'd go for the obvious choice this week. I was thinking about Salah, but obviously as soon as I found out he wasn't playing, that was a no-go.
Yeah. Guys, many of you are tuning in. Thank you all for watching. I'm hoping come 4 o'clock you're going to stay with us. Of course, you're going to have some football on in the background. Of course, all 10 games are on TV in the UK. I think they're on Sky and Pick and BT all over the place. But we're going to be on all those games too. So to recap, I'm going to be on Chelsea Wolves. Toby's going to be on Palace Spurs, the Spurs season ticket holder he is. You're also going to be looking at West Ham and Villa for us, Tobes. Massive in the relegation scrap. Lee, of course, you're on your beloved Liverpool at Newcastle. And you've got the big one for FPL. You're on the City game as well. We're expecting lots of goals there at City Norwich. And then, Andy, you'll be updating us with Leicester United, and then all those other games, Burnley, Brighton, Arsenal, Watford, Everton, Bournemouth, Southampton, Sheffield United, I'll have an eye on as well. So stay with us. We're only talking FPL for the next couple of hours. We're looking at all the big assets, and to recap, there have been a few big casualties. I know many of you know about. Trent, Mane, Salah, Mahrez all miss out. So yeah, it was a chaotic 3 o'clock. Lee,
Gianni, how you feel about Chelsea, by the way? No Kepa, no Willian. It's going to be an interesting game, that. Very intrigued to see how that game goes, to be fair. No Moutinho for Wolves, by the way.
Yeah, that's quite nice. Although Dendoncker obviously comes in and always does a good job for Wolves. I've actually taken a last-minute punt on Alonso. I've got a bit of a love-hate relationship with Alonso. Wow. But I don't think there's a defender in the game other than Trent that has that sort of 20-point ceiling that you think someone like Alonso can reach.
Doherty, maybe?
Yeah, to be fair, he
Maguire,
can, but perhaps
maybe?
not in this fit. Maguire, if he ever gets a header. So I've gone for, I don't expect Chelsea to keep a clean sheet, but I just think Alonso can keep attacking returns. And maybe we will keep a clean sheet because Caballero comes in today and he's probably a slightly safer pair of hands at the moment.
Is Alonso still taking free kicks? Will he be on free kicks, right-hand side, left peg?
Yeah, I think he will. Mount will be on them with him. Williams obviously not playing today, so that helps. But yeah, Alonso will take most of the shooting opportunities. So that's good. Very excited.
It's going to be a very cagey game, that. Very cagey. I noticed they've played Neto as well, rather than the more forward-thinking Prudence.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I can see that being 0-0 at half-time and being really, really, cagey second half. I don't know about the Kepa thing. The Kepa thing is a real shot across the bows for the young keeper, isn't it? I mean, goodness me, just dropping him on the last day of the season. I'm with you, Andy. I think it's
a bit like the David De Gea thing. People it's slightly different. I know Kepa versus David De Gea, because De Gea has been such a hero for Man United over the last few seasons. But last game of the season, you really need that win for Champions League, and you drop your number one goalkeeper. I mean, that kind of says it all, doesn't it? Like, what kind of confidence is that for the future?
Yeah, he's gone. I'm pretty sure he's gone. I'd be very surprised if Kepa's here next year. That might just be the final nail in the coffin today. how we sell him and who we sell him to. You know, this is the world's most expensive goalkeeper we paid 70 million for. We're going to want to recoup some of that money. It's going to be very difficult when he's, you know, really, really struggled. But I'm happy with the Caballero decision. I genuinely think the defenders in front will feel more secure with Caballero behind them. I watched the game on mute the other day, and there was a cross that came in against, I can't remember who crossed it in for Liverpool, but 3 Chelsea defenders all shouted, Kepa, like, come and claim it. And he just watched it sail through, just edged past the back post. There's no confidence there. So I think it's a good decision. So yeah, it's 2 cup finals, isn't it? Chelsea Wolves is like going to be played like a cup final. It's going to be tight. But United Leicester is a cup final as well, isn't it? Andy, I'm guessing you're thinking it's going to be really tight and cagey, or do you expect United to? Are we going to see the United of a few weeks ago, the sort of free flowing attack?
It's so, like, I don't want to sit on the fence, but it's so hard to call because it is so big, that Champions League. Does Solskjaer just say, look, just go for it, try and break them down in the first few minutes, get an early goal, and then it makes the rest of the day a little bit easier? Or do you say just don't go out? You don't want to concede the first goal. I know it's so cliche, I'm sitting there just reading them out, but you don't want to concede that first goal, especially if Chelsea score. That's the other thing. It's not just your game, but the other game. Like, if Wolves score first, then suddenly maybe Man United and Leicester chill out a bit and they're a little bit happy with how things are going. Because I think Chelsea's got the worst goal difference out of all of them, haven't they? So
by a long way.
Yeah, so there's no way they're making that up. So if Wolves score and it's suddenly a draw, Leicester United, then you don't want to blow that when a draw will take you through. So I'm expecting to be cagey. Like an early goal would open it up, of course, because Leicester, once they're going, I think Leicester can only go up if they draw and Wolves win, or if they win, right? So a draw is no good if Chelsea are winning. So a lot's just going to depend on how both matches start. I think it's going to be cagey. I've still got all my Man United players, not completely happy about it, but there's no reason why Martial and Fernandes can't be in the points today. I think there's going to be goals. I'm not seeing like a 0-0, but it might take a little bit of time to get going, I think.
I can't believe more big teams haven't worked out how to beat Leicester. Like, so the reason Leicester are so successful against big teams is because they come onto Leicester. Like, Vardy thrives on space in behind. The minute they come up against like a low block, a team sitting back, they really, really struggle to break them down. Being a Spurs fan, I'm going to be biased, but the Mourinho game against Leicester the other day, he sat back, played a really low block. Leicester had about, I think, 25 shots to Tottenham 7, and we smashed them 3-0. Like, it was a real like masterclass of tactics. I don't know why more big teams, when they play Leicester, don't realise that you can completely nullify them playing a low block and doing them on the counter.
Yeah, I mean, Man United can play like that. We played like that for ages under Solskjaer until Fernandes came in. I mean, the difference is now they think they can break those teams down, but it probably is the best way to play. He has made some. Rodgers has made some changes since, because I think the 3 goals were all in the first half, and in the second half he switched to back 4, and it was a bit better. And this time he's playing 3 at the back, but he's taken out Bennett and put Justin in there, and Albrighton's playing right wing back, so that'll probably help him out a little bit as well. Yeah. But that defence is nowhere near first choice, like nowhere near. So if you're going to beat Leicester, it's a good time to do it. The reverse fixture was 1-0, so it's pretty close then, and there's a lot more riding on this one. So yeah, I don't see a huge amount of goals, but fingers crossed we can get top 4 and lots of FPL points. That would be ideal.
Yeah, and to recap, Leicester's back 5, but as we know it, a back 4, a missing Pereira, Soyuncu, Chilwell. It really is makeshift. I'm just thinking, where's Morgan versus Rashford in a foot race? That'll be interesting.
He's about twice his size.
Greenwood, Rashford, Martial, any of them in a foot race, like they're going to be pretty good. So I'm quietly confident about that. Like Toby said, if they do sit back and get them on the counter, then yeah, there's only one team that's going to win in that scenario. But whether that happens, we'll have to wait and see.
And Toby, Spurs, loads of free hit teams feature 2 Spurs, some even 3 Spurs I've seen. Yep. Aurier has been a popular pick. Son's got a bit of love, but Harry Kane's got a lot of people giving him the armband this week. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I'm not surprised, to be honest with you. He looks back to his old self. He scored 4 in his last 2. He looks sharp, he looks quick, and yeah, it's no secret that he looked sluggish, he looked unfit when he came back, which is, again, no surprise. You come back from a big hamstring injury, playing also in a team that wasn't playing very good football as well. Mourinho seems to be kind of clicking a little bit more, the football's a little bit more fluid, and Harry Kane's one of those players, you give him chances, he's clinical, he puts them away. So yeah, if I was on a free hit, I'd absolutely be bringing in Kane, and he'd be very much a consideration for captain pick for me. I think the other player there is Son as well, who I've always liked as a captain pick. I feel like I've got a good feeling about Son today. I think he'll get some returns. Aurier as well. It's worth noting that obviously with Van Aanholt out at left back, Palace are playing, I think, is it Tyrick Mitchell, who I don't know an awful lot about, but he's obviously not going to be up to the same spec as Van Aanholt. And yeah, Aurier playing the position he does for Spurs is going to be hugging that right touchline. And yeah, wouldn't be surprised to see Aurier picking up an assist or two today as well.
Shout out to Lucas Moura as well, Toby. I think he had a kind of a relatively okay restart, a bit in and out of the team, but then smashed, I think, a double-digit haul last game week. So again, like you say, with no PVA on that side, with Aurier overlapping, if he can find a bit of space in between and give those centre-backs something to think about, he could be a good pick for today. Yeah,
I'm a little bit wary of Lucas, though. To be fair, I've always been quite critical of him as a Spurs fan. But actually, I think Mourinho's kind of shifted his position a little bit in the last couple of weeks. And instead of kind of relying on him as a kind of getting behind, almost like a second striker, he's basically turned him into like a pressing machine in the middle, just harrying players, winning the ball back, shifting it to Lo Celso, who is the one kind of making the passes. And the two assists he got last week, one of them was kind of one of those ones, like a sort of 3-yard pass where I think Kane then went and did the business. So personally, I wouldn't be looking at Lucas as an FPL asset. I don't think. That's not to say he's a bad pick, but I think, I'd be looking at Son and Kane well above Lucas personally.
Yeah. Andy, I'm guessing you're keeping an eye on the chat, and Mnaz has just said the world's number one has triple captained Mo Salah. We know world number one had his...
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah, I mean, we know he had his triple captainship, didn't we, Lee, on the FPL show? I think you pointed it out.
Absolutely, yeah.
To triple captain Salah, I mean, he'll probably come on today, so it probably won't go to his vice. Big call.
And his vice is Sterling as well. That's so hard. I mean... Like I said, like Sterling, Mahrez, De Bruyne, like if one of them had been benched, look, I wouldn't have expected it, but it wouldn't be shocking. But Salah and Mane not to start, I'm so surprised by that. Like I really am. So that is harsh. I feel for him. Like it's back because he's not even because in previous seasons we've gone into the last week and like the lead has been maybe 20 or 30 points ahead. He's only 2 points ahead, and the guy behind him is Captain Kane. In second place with Salah vice captain. So he's also kept Salah. So none of these guys are checking the early team news, or they think potentially they're going to come on. So he's got no Sterling either, second place. So no Sterling, Kane, David Silva, De Bruyne, and Jesus. So that's pretty big as well. And I'll just quickly check. Third place, Captain De Bruyne, no Salah. So no Liverpool attackers. Captain De Bruyne instead of Sterling. Does own Sterling. Only 2 Man City players. Benched Antonio. And has started Aubameyang. So, I mean, that...
Benched Antonio. Wow.
But to be fair, he's playing Fernandes, Martial, De Bruyne, Sterling, Greenwood. Interesting. Antonio ahead of Greenwood might have been an option. Who am I? I mean, this guy's been great in the world. Who am I?
We're all sitting here criticising.
I mean, there's a lot of differences in those top 3 teams. I'm sure as we go down, it's the same thing as well. So, obviously, Magnus Carlsen in 4th place. I don't know. He's Captain Salah as well. Oh, it's crazy. That early team news it could be golden for one of those guys to win it.
Where do you guys stand generally on early team news? Like Jan and I were with each other over the weekend. Oh Christ, there's been a goal already. I think Newcastle are 1-up at Liverpool against Liverpool.
Are you kidding me?
Christ. You're joking.
Double Liverpool defence.
I've got
no,
BT.
Are you sure, Tobes?
I think I've
got it on my iPad.
I've got a notification on my phone saying Newcastle
not that far away.
No, it hasn't. It's only just kicked off.
It must be about 10 seconds in.
Yikes, that's the quickest goal of the season.
They better not have. We don't need that kind of fake news when we've got double Liverpool defence.
I hope it isn't too fake news, but let me...
They're still taking the knee here at St James's Park. So we've just kicked off. Now, appreciate I'm watching BT Sport on my iPad. So it would be a little bit further behind than everybody else is watching.
I don't know. I think that could... No. Oh, they do. 23 seconds. Gale has scored. 23 seconds.
Wow. Lee, Lee, tell us what you can see.
So Maximin gets fouled in midfield by Van Dijk. Quick free kick, and there's the goal. There is the goal. Marcus Gale has scored. You're absolutely right. All the players are looking. They're all looking at the ref to go, "What the hell was that about? He must be offside." To be honest, the free kick was taken so quickly in midfield that the BT footage hadn't quite caught up to they were still showing the replay of Van Dijk's foul on St Maximin. John Joe Shelby takes it quickly. Gomez and young Nico Williams they just switch off, and Marcus Gale helps himself. It's really naive. It's really bad defending from Joe Gomez and Nico Williams in particular, who's gone too far wide. 1-0 Newcastle. What else
I
is this to say,
said at
lads?
the end of the
Wow.
stream, I've taken a hit to get 2 Liverpool defenders, and I've not gone for Burnley. Oh my! If Burnley outscore my 2 Liverpool boys by that much, it's going to be a killer. Come on, Brighton. We need a
That
Brighton.
really
That
is
is
going to
crazy.
ruin a lot of clean sheet points, though, because a lot have still got Van Dijk, Robertson. Does this mean Mo Salah comes on maybe at half time and world number
that's a
one
good
with your
point.
triple captain?
Good point.
I don't think, to be honest with you, I don't think. Oh, they are checking it for a possible offside. Hold on a minute.
Oh,
Hold
go
on
on,
a
Please
minute,
be
gentlemen.
offside. Please
Hold
be
on a minute.
offside.
Literally, so Liverpool have got the ball on the centre spot, ready to kick off, and now VAR's kicked in. This is classic VAR, guys. It's so far behind, it's untrue. They are checking it. It is taking
hang
a long
on.
time.
Is he offside?
The
I think
referee is...
Martial's gone down here. Sorry, hang on. Martial's gone down. Oh, that's
Goal's
that's
been given.
Dive.
Yeah,
I
goal's
think-
been given.
Yeah, it does look like the goal's been given at St James's. So there we go. Liverpool 1-0 down already. So
Makes me feel better though without Trent in my team. That's I don't mind that.
What you got for us,
disgusting.
Andy?
Oh,
Martial?
I thought Man United or something was being checked for a penalty, but Martial is a dive, to be honest. Didn't get a yellow card for it, but never a penalty. He might have been offside actually anyway, but yeah, just caught a glimpse there. So it looks quite attacking so far. Vardy down the right at the moment, crossing the ball
Oh,
in.
VAR check for Arsenal. Okay, is this an early penalty for Arsenal? Video assistant referee is looking at it. Remember, this is Arsenal-Watford. Massive game at the bottom of the table for Watford, who might need something, might be fine. But yeah, 2 minutes in to have a potential penalty shout, that would be a cool. We'll keep you updated with that. I've currently got my eye on Chelsea Wolves, 2 minutes in. Can't forget that the GOAT of FPL, Mark Suthers, remember, is captaining Christian Pulisic. Bold,
yes,
bold call.
absolutely.
That feels like a very bold shout. I agree with Lee. I think that's going to be a tight game, Chelsea Wolves. I can't see that being a sort of like a 4-5 goaler like we saw with Liverpool Chelsea. I just think Wolves are too good to be letting that happen, and they've got too much to play for. Yeah,
They don't
Gillis,
concede
it's a
many.
bold shout. It's a bold shout, but fair play if it comes off.
Yeah, they don't concede many Wolves. But what
No.
we've seen from this, when we ran through the big three
Arsenal
teams,
got a
the
penalty.
top three,
It's been
penalty
given.
given.
Yeah.
Wow.
Watford
So,
just tweeted penalty to Arsenal after a very long VAR check.
Jeez.
Aubameyang?
So will Foster be making his second penalty save within the week
He
on my
better
bench?
not. He
You
better
Ben
not.
Foster, can you imagine?
Seriously.
Who's going to take
taking
it? It's going to be Aubameyang, surely.
Aubameyang, yeah, it's
Aubameyang.
got to be.
You think so?
Now, Aubameyang, of course, was in lots of free hit teams, guys. So there'll be loads watching with Aubameyang. Remember, you get -2 if it's a missing. Obviously, you
It's a
get
horrible
4.
feeling watching a penalty when when your player's taking it. I really don't like it for some reason.
Yeah, especially if you've captained that person. I think
Yeah.
quite a few
Goal.
differential
Aubameyang
captains.
scores. So
Wow.
nice if you got Aubameyang in, especially ahead of Kane. That was a big decision for a lot of people. Aubameyang
Yeah.
versus Kane.
How many does Alba need today to be Golden Boot? 3? 2? 3?
I think he's 3.
3, I think. If he
Vardy,
gets a
is he?
hat-trick, he overtakes Vardy, right?
Yeah.
Early goal for Aubameyang.
Assuming Vardy doesn't score, yeah. And again, it might be the same as last season where it's split between a couple of them. Was it Aubameyang, Salah and Mane last season?
And Mane, yeah, 3 of them. Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
You
Yeah.
could be seeing that again. And of course, Danny Ings is going to be in the mix. He's got Sheffield United today. That's Southampton 0, Sheffield United 0. So to confirm, the only 2 goals scored so far. Newcastle
goals.
lead Liverpool 1-0. And of course, Arsenal now lead Watford. So that really gives Aston Villa a chance, doesn't it? And Bournemouth, of course. Watford lose today. Wow, it could be anyone's.
Just an update from the Etihad, Gianni. No goals yet, so sorry to upset you, everybody. No goals yet from City. I think we were expecting 2 or 3 by now, 5 minutes in. It's all City, though. It's pretty much one-way traffic. I've seen Sterling get in down this right-hand side a few times. Kevin De Bruyne playing fairly advanced as well. He's kind of loitering around that edge of the penalty area. Norwich they're kind of scrapping away in midfield. There's plenty of effort from the Canaries. You can't doubt them for that, but listen, it sort of feels like it might be even now, this early in the game, a matter of time. But no clear-cut chances yet for City.
Guys, a bit of drama at Stamford Bridge. It's still 0-0. Alonso goes for a 50-50 in the air, misses out, or corner just comes in, but it's cleared by Mount. 50-50 comes in. Alonso lands square on his back, looks pretty painful. I think he's going to play on, but then Doherty picks it up, runs into the area, takes it past Rudiger. He's about 7 yards from goal. You're looking, he's going to pull it back for Jimenez. We've seen that combination a lot, but Zuma with an amazing block. Good defending from Zuma. Didn't think I'd be saying that today. So Doherty gets very close to an assist there.
Zuma's had a bit of a resurgence, hasn't he, at centre-back? He was shocking when he first came into the team, but actually he seems to be really cemented that place now, right?
He's cemented the place. He's probably the the soundest at the back at the moment. Rudiger's been making errors, but I don't think we'll be seeing him starting for Chelsea next season. We'll see.
It's Spurs next season.
Yeah, exactly. There has been rumour of that, and we know Mourinho loves Zuma. He was the one, I think, that brought him to Stamford Bridge. Chelsea keeping a lot of possession here, by the way. In terms of look and feel of the game at Leicester United, Andy, pretty even, just keeping possession.
I would say Man United on top. Martial just pulling the ball back there to Rashford in the box. I'd say
1-0 Norwich at the Etihad.
No way.
1-0
Are you kidding
Norwich. Absolutely unreal. Who is this? It's Hernandez. Picks it up on the edge of the box. And I personally think, my own view, Ederson should be doing better with that. He can't be getting beaten from that distance, in my opinion. But Hernandez picks it up, edge of the box, rifles it in the corner. Shock on the cards.
You know what that means? You know what that
Norwich.
means? Pope now gets a clean sheet. He's the out and out Golden Glove this year because Ederson now can't keep
tied,
it.
aren't they?
Oh, of course, yeah.
I knew it. I knew Norwich would do
very
well in this game.
complacent out that side. Oof, goodness me, tucked away in the corner. Very nice finish from Hernandez. Actually, I'm digging out Ederson there. I still will, but as a nice finish from Hernandez. That is a really nice finish. 1-0 Norwich. Goodness me.
That'll be Norwich doing a double over City this season, right? If they hold on.
No, that's
massive
ridiculous,
bit.
honestly.
And as usual, VAR got to ruin everybody's fun and have a look at it. Possible offside. Oh, can you? He is going to be offside. He is going to be offside. He's got. He's actually miles offside. He's a knee and a boot offside to Kyle Walker. What a shame, because that would have really, really put a cat amongst the pigeons. Hernandez, really nice finish there, but no, guys, he is offside. VAR are going to rule this out almost 100%.
We'll have this discussion another day, but it's taken the fun out of celebrating a goal, isn't it? Every neutral wanted
so
that
good
goal.
for Norwich to go 1-0 up. Oh, that would have been great.
And do you know what? Everyone with Man City attacking assets still wanted that goal because it just means it's going to be,
exactly.
end-to-end stuff. So I'm gutted. But yeah, we'll see that a lot today, no doubt. Any action for you, Toby, at Selhurst Park? We're thinking Palace have got nothing to play for. They're on the beach. Spurs have got a lot to play for still. Mourinho looks like he's changed this team a little bit.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because if Arsenal beat Chelsea in the FA Cup, then that means that Spurs would have to finish 6th in order to get a Europa League spot. If obviously Chelsea win, then 7th is good enough. So really, they're going to be hoping Chelsea do Spurs a favour against Wolves and Spurs can sneak 6th. It does kind of look like that. Palace don't look particularly threatening. Spurs are on top out here. Aurier and Son have been linking up well. Son had a shot from about 30 yards that kind of flashed wide. Aurier is getting a lot of time and space out on the right-hand side there, which we kind of talked about a little bit earlier. Palace haven't really yet threatened, playing Wilf up front with kind of Ayew. It's almost like a 4-4-2. But yeah, I'd say Tottenham really in control. I do always worry a little bit when we have Dyer starting for us, who he hasn't been starting recently, obviously, due to the ban that he received. But yeah, I'd say Spurs kind of dominating the game, but no real goal-mouth action from either side at the moment.
Just quickly, 4-4-2. Oh, go on, Andy.
Maguire,
he's been involved.
Maguire has been involved. Yellow card.
Oh no!
And to be fair, it was a bad tackle. To be fair, absolutely deserved. So
red.
There we go. So if he gets his goal and clean sheet now, it's only going to be worth 14 points, which is a nightmare.
Yeah, it's really not great for me. Like you, I've had Maguire since the restart. Nada in terms of goal mouth action. Well, he's had action.
Oh, 1-0. Manchester City 1-0. Let's see if VAR are going to ruin this one. Looks like it is Gabriel Jesus.
Whee, Gabby!
Let's have a look.
Absolute legend, Jesus.
Let's have a look at this goal, because I was looking at Twitter when it came. Well, it looks like it's going to be a Sterling assist.
Come on!
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's going to be It's definitely a Jesus goal. I think that's going to be a David Silva assist. Let's have a look at this again.
David Silva, of course.
Let's have a look at this. David Silva is in the mix. I don't know if he gets a touch, if it comes off a defender. Let's see again. Definitely a Jesus goal. I would say, gut feel, Jesus goal, no assist. Let's see this again.
Okay. We've seen this a few times recently.
Is it definitely going to stand?
Yes, Jesus goal, no assist would be my gut feel. Let's see what official FPL have to say about it.
We will update you when we see that.
Jesus, absolute legend, by the way. Absolute legend, Jesus.
Yeah. It's a nice run by Sterling, by the way. Nice run by Sterling down the right-hand side. Gets more or less to the byline, cuts it across, and Norwich just falling over themselves to clear it. Don't clear it properly, and it just kind of falls to Jesus to just... It's not a tap-in, but it's as close to a tap-in as you're going to get. So 11 minutes gone. 1-0 after being 1-0 down, maybe even to that Hernandez one that got ruled out for offside. City now take the lead 1-0. Are the floodgates going to open?
Wow. Yeah, that's going to be messy. We know what Guardiola has said. We know these guys are 12 days away from their big game in Madrid against Madrid. They're playing for a starting spot.
Kevin De Bruyne. Sorry, it's not. I just don't. It's nothing's happened. I just want to appreciate how good Kevin De Bruyne. He's just hit. Oh, he's just pinged one across the park to Foden, and it's just like
penalty to Bournemouth, apparently.
No,
the Premier League have just tweeted penalty to Bournemouth.
Spurs have scored as well.
Who?
Spurs goal
as well, but I don't know who it is yet. Give me 30 seconds. Come back to me in 30.
Antonio just missed a sitter, apparently, according to Twitter. I'm not watching it. I'm just trying to follow everything that's going on at once. Bournemouth penalty. I've already forgotten. Oh, they're playing Everton, of course. It's Pickford. Wow.
I think there's a few Branthwaite owners out there.
Kane.
Right?
It was a Kane goal. Harry Kane.
Kane goal. Of course it was.
I'm not happy about that.
Kane goal. Remember, guys, his ownership's fairly high, and a lot have given him the armband.
There we go. Yeah, Lo Celso picks the ball up. Yeah, it's a great goal. It's a really good goal. Lo Celso just slides Kane in, who's kind of like going through. Still got a hell of a lot to do. Ball kind of bobbling around.
Oh, Reece James. Oh, 0-0. Okay, sorry.
Reece James 0-0.
Reece James nearly scores the best free kick you've seen from Mason Mount. I mean, his delivery is almost as good as Ward-Prowse's, which is probably the best in the league, I think. Slightly biased Chelsea fan speaking. Reece James climbs above everyone. Looks like it's going into the back post, but it just goes wide. Dangerous, though.
King has scored.
Good start from Chelsea.
King has put Bournemouth 1-0 up. That's made things hugely interesting now that they're 1-0 up. Be interested to see what Villa and Watford can do from here. Yeah, looking good for Bournemouth. Imagine if Bournemouth stay up. They look done.
So, wow, Josh King doesn't miss many penalties, does he? Pretty cool under the pressure. And yeah, Everton clean sheet has been wiped out. Toby, going back to you for that Spurs goal, you were saying, sorry, Kane goal.
No, sorry, Lo Celso just slipped Kane, didn't really slip him in. It wasn't like a one-on-one, but Kane just, one of those where you take a one-touch shot so quickly, left foot, right foot, bang, right in the corner. Still had a lot to do. It's a really, really nice finish, very kind of Harry Kane-esque. Lo Celso will get the assist. And yeah, it's probably deserved on the balance of play, I would say.
Gianni, what's the picture at the bottom of the league now? You've got Bournemouth on 34 with this win. You've got Villa 34 as well, or maybe 35 because they're drawing right now. Watford losing on 34 as well. So 34, 34, 35 if things stay as they are.
It's so tight. So, yeah, as
Crazy.
It stands, I think it's Watford,
I think, on one worse goal difference. I think Watford
Villa
right now, yeah.
Villa are on -26 goal difference. Watford on -27, which is the same as Bournemouth. So the fact that all three teams are so close to a goal difference, it's going to go down. This is going to change throughout the day, isn't it?
You need to keep an eye on that throughout the afternoon. That is going to be huge. Because Watford, having gone 1-0 down early to Arsenal, will not want to go 2 down quickly before half-time, because that could then escalate, right? And Bournemouth, Everton aren't going to be that too bothered about getting back into that game, I would suggest. I know it's their last home game of the season, but they've been poor since the restart. Yeah, and they've left Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who, of course, has also been poor since the restart, on the bench. He is due a goal and still in a lot of FPL teams. So if you've got Dominic Calvert-Lewin in your starting 11, I think now they're 1-0 down, and probably even before that, there is a good chance he will feature in this game. Could he get a goal? I mean, he's certainly due one, as I said. Moise Kean starts for Everton today. Just checking the Chelsea Wolves game again, it's still pretty balanced, but it's pretty end-to-end stuff. Both teams aren't having clear-cut chances, but they're getting chances. I think this is going to be a bit of a cracker. Is United Leicester slightly more cagey, Andy, would you say?
No, not at all, I would say. Like earlier on when I was I think a goal happened when I was talking about it, I would say Man United on top. Vardy was in down the right once early on, but kind of all Man United. It's a little bit more even now, but it's definitely not cagey. It's quite open, to be honest. I think it was Ndidi or something like that had a shot now. Brandon Williams coming forward right here. He's getting really far forward. Martial now, but it's going to be a corner. So Maguire now with a chance to score, of course. But yeah, it's quite open, honestly. From everything I've seen, I'm surprised. No massive big chance yet, but it's coming. That was an awful pass then to play Brandon Williams in from Leicester. Basically just gave him the ball in midfield. So yeah, kind of cagey in that respect, but quite open still. Mistakes being made.
Just to confirm, the Man City goal, of course, went to Jesus. The assist FPL have tweeted is TBC. So we'll keep you posted on that. We often see TBC changing to goal. We often see no assist. So Lee, your gut feeling is no assist?
No assist. I think if there's an outside chance they give it to Sterling because he was the one that made the run down the right and crossed it in. And I think it's a bit pinball in that Norwich box. I don't think David Silva, who was absolutely in there looking for the goal as you'd expect on his last Premier League game, didn't get a touch in my opinion. Or let's see. I would be surprised if anybody gets the assist for that.
Is your money on David Silva to take a penalty? Did he get one today?
I think if the game continues in the vein at which it started, which is complete dominance by City, that's why if they'd have gone 1-0 down, it would have been a bit more interesting. But Jesus just blazed over. David Silva is just got into another nice area. He is getting forward at every opportunity, by the way, David Silva. Any opportunity to get forward, he's getting forward. So whether he gets a penalty or not, I don't know. I suspect he probably will. But he looks like a man on a mission to get on the score sheet today.
So to confirm, guys, the top 4 as it stands, and I know there's a long way to go, but I'm going to give you the current standings. United are 3rd, level on points with Chelsea, who are both 3rd and 4th, 1 point above Leicester, who would be on 62 in 5th. And the relegation scrap as it stands, Watford would be going down with Bournemouth. Villa are safe.
I've just seen that chance, the Jesus goal there. That's really hard to call that. Like you said, Sterling gets in the box and passes it along. Yeah, and then it kind of gets stopped by a Norwich player. It just depends on David. I don't know. I don't even know if Sterling would get the assist there because he's just hit so many defenders. So I think Sterling's out of it. I think the penalty, by the way, for Bournemouth, is it a handball? Yeah, it's a handball by Richarlison in the box. That's how they got the penalty. A really rubbish. Yeah, that's such an awful play from Richarlison. He could have just chested it or something, and he's just stuck his arm out, and that's how he's given it away. That's not a second penalty, by the way. I'm just literally seeing the replay there from the first one. So not good from Richarlison.
Yeah, not good at all. And we've seen a few sort of penalties at Everton, haven't we? Well, there was a handball a few weeks back that was a big VAR call. Can't remember who it was. Was it Mina involved? So yeah, according to Phil McNulty, who's at the King Power Stadium, Man United definitely are looking the better team. So that's gonna go to the wire potentially, or maybe we'll see United of a few weeks back where they might get a couple early. In terms of the Golden Boot race as well, no action so far at Southampton, Sheffield United. Remember, Danny Ings is hot on the heels of Jamie Vardy. Toby, any action at West Ham Villa? I mean, as it stands, Villa are safe, but we expect them to, still be playing for the win there.
Yeah, very, very much so. Well, hang on, Son's in here. Oh, he had a good chance to have a shot, but he ended up passing it. So it's kind of difficult for me. I've kind of got one eye on, both eyes really on the Spurs game. From what I'm reading, though, it sounds like Villa are actually giving it a good go. It sounds like Villa are on top. Like you said, it's the sort of game that I think Villa are going to want to go for. West Ham are safe. They haven't got a lot to play for. Might be on the beach. I would expect Villa to go all out for the win. They can't really sit back and hope to get a draw. You know how dangerous it is being in that situation. West Ham are very capable of nicking a goal or two. A lot of people have one eye on Antonio as well today, I'm sure, who is playing as a number 9 again. I think basically Villa are on top, but I think it's a fairly sort of even game in terms of possessions and shots. I wouldn't be surprised to see Villa sneak out of it. I've got a little soft spot for Villa as well, and I'd quite like to see them in the Premier League again next year.
We've all got our sort of second teams that are sort of mid to lower table teams. If you support one of the bigger, you can't have your second team as a sort of fellow rival, can you? In terms of the assist today, guys, Gale's goal was
get in.
Assist.
Sorry, hang on. There's been a goal. Brighton have scored. That means the Burnley clean sheet has gone. Happy days. Get out of here, Burnley.
You're joking.
That's massive news.
Bissouma.
So many have doubled up.
Huge.
So many have tripled up. Wow. Have you got any further on that, Andy?
Is it Lamptey?
It's Bissouma. Bissouma strike finds the top corner.
Andy, that is a game changer, mate. There is 3 hitters trebling on Burnley, left, right, and centre. That is a game changer. Who scored for Brighton?
Bissouma, by the looks of it. I just followed on Twitter. That's what Burnley's Twitter account have said. So it looks like Bissouma. By the way, Maguire is having a really poor game. He's making so many mistakes. It just looks so nervous.
On a yellow as well,
coming
right?
back in. Sorry?
On a yellow card
yeah,
as well,
exactly.
right?
It's probably not helping. 20 minutes in, Man United have had 68% possession so far, so they're not sitting back and waiting for the counter. It's still mostly Man United on top, but Maguire, is looking a bit nervous, and I don't think that yellow card is helping him at all, which is hugely worrying for a lot of reasons. We'll see how he gets on.
Yeah, if you're marking Jamie Vardy all afternoon, the last thing you want to be is on a yellow card in the first 20 minutes. You're going to think Vardy's going to be targeting Maguire now, but obviously those guys know each other so well with, former teammates. In terms of assists, I was running through a few of them. Lo Celso, of course, got the assist for Kane. It was Callum Wilson that got the assist for the King penalty, and Jesus' assist is still TBC. But that Pope clean sheet... Go on, Lee.
It's all action around the Norwich penalty area that I think, I'm not going to count them, but I think all 10 yellow shirts are back. City coming forward, I think have just about held them off here, but it's cross after cross after cross. KDB on the end of that one there, but it went back across the face of goal. Cross coming in again, Sterling on the end of it over. So it's a backs to the walls job already for Norwich. They've got a long afternoon ahead of them.
What's going on at Liverpool? It sounds very quiet over at St James's Park. Liverpool pressing. Are we going to
the game's really died, mate. To be honest with you, I never thought it was going to be that much of a game anyway. Just because Klopp's comments earlier in the week about wanting to play some of the more fringe players, and the fact that last time we celebrated was when Chelsea beat Man City. And we won the league. We were awful against Man City. I know it's Man City and they're very, very good, but we were terrible. So I never thought this game was going to be full of our usual va-va-voom, to be honest. And without, Salah and Mane, it's a difficult kind of game. But nothing to report, Toby, to answer your question.
Yep.
Guys, the challenges are flying in at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea Wolves have seen loads of free kicks and loads of what I think should have been yellow cards. We've just seen a yellow card given for Jota on Azpilicueta. This looks like it's like a cup final, but it's end-to-end stuff. Mason Mount is probably the most attacking Chelsea threat at the moment. He's playing on the right. This is a kid that's played in probably 4 or 5 positions so far at Stamford Bridge this season. He's got his 51st appearance today. He's playing on the right of a 3. We've seen him on the left of a 3. We've seen him in midfield. We've seen him in number 10 role. So, Chelsea free kick with our load the box. In terms of FPL interest, I know a few have taken a punt on Giroud. Willian, of course, misses out. Pulisic's been quite quiet so far.
Arsenal have scored. I think Aubameyang's got another one.
Oh, geez.
Wow. He's making a late charge here for the golden boot. That's huge.
I think it's Aubameyang. I'm not 100%, but it's a good chance that it is. Based on the commentary.
It is him and Kane as well. Like it's a big, not a big competition for those two, but for our. Oh, someone's saying Tierney. I think.
Yeah, Aubameyang assist. I think it may.
Oh, Tierney, huge shout him. By the way, Tierney for next season. He is on my watch list. I've wanted him for some of this season. Just he's always been injured. I think he's going to be really good next year.
Looks like Antonio's just picked up a yellow. By the way, chaps.
Yeah, we like that.
I don't feel like we talked enough about the Bissouma goal. From an FPL perspective, that is huge. Right? That is massive. All the comments about some of the players. I think it was Chris Wood after the last game, or was it Tarkowski? Tarkowski, I think. We know Nick Pope's in for the Golden Gloves. We want to get him that accolade. It'd be huge for him to get it. I'm looking on Twitter. I haven't seen the goal, but apparently it's a beauty from Bissouma to beat Nick Pope from downtown. It's got to be pretty good. That's got huge FPL ramifications. There's people on double, treble Burnley.
Yeah, and I haven't seen a free hit team without a Burnley defender. Probably even most have had double, right? And as you say, some have even got the treble. So that is absolutely huge. If you've got a Burnley defender, then you're looking at
De Bruyne. Oh, sorry, Gianni.
No, how's De Bruyne playing, Andy? Is he with David Silva? So many say when Silva plays, De Bruyne is slightly deeper, but I often see it as they're both mirroring each other. They're both playing the number 8 role with a holding mid in there. Is it in the?
Do you want Andy or me? Yeah. So,
Sheffield United scored.
Oh,
Sheffield scored. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's my clean sheet gone. I'll tell you, David De Gea, by the way, has just made another mistake. I think it's Iheanacho has just shot. Really simple shot. Should have just easily held on to it. Lundstrom.
No, it's not the Lord, is it? The Lord is back.
Sorry, Andy. Sorry, but the Lord deserves his moment, doesn't he?
There's going to be so many dead teams rising up the ranks now. but basically, he should have held the ball and he hasn't. It slipped out of his hands. Vardy's coming to try and pounce on it. And nothing's come of it, to be honest. But it's just another mistake. And that's not going to be good when there's so much riding on this game. And he's already got so much kind of, not hate, but, so much flack recently. So, yeah.
Premier League have just tweeted that there'll be no assist awarded for the Jesus goal.
Love that.
Yeah, fair enough. So just to answer your question, Gianni, about KDB, both he and Silva a break in at speed and at will. To be honest with you, KDB is getting into some pretty advanced positions. He's also tracking back as well, as you'd expect from KDB. And interestingly, here come Norwich on the attack, on the counter attack. Hernandez picking it up in a nice pocket again. Hernandez looks the most threatening player by a mile, although that's not saying much.
Pope needs Norwich to score now to get the Golden Glove. He can only share it with Ederson. If Man City keep a clean sheet, Ederson will win it now. So not an FPL thing, but obviously pretty big deal for Nick Pope this season.
Yeah, still pretty one-way traffic in this game though, Johnny. I mean, it's KDB looks up for it. Silva is getting in there at every opportunity. To be amazed if he doesn't get FPL points, and of course Jesus looking threatening. So yeah, can only see more goals. Matter of time.
Always looking good for your Sterling captainers still. If you do get any subs, Lee, we'll be coming straight to you because I'm guessing with the match against Madrid in 12 days' time, obviously it's too early to start talking about subs now, but come the 60th minute, we're expecting Pep to make some changes, I guess.
Yeah, quite possibly. Although, he does talk a lot about, in the same way that Klopp does, rhythm and momentum and, and everything else. So, yeah, I guess so. Although he's not, 12 days is plenty of time to rest. Yeah. There's Kyle Walker picking it up on the edge of the box, by the way. Short pass to Foden. Yeah, so, it's, again, City playing a lot around the edge of the box, just looking to get those balls in early or just taking their time if they're in central areas. So Norwich doing a pretty good job, but then they're playing a flat back six here against Man City. So, it's just City just finding a way through. There's De Bruyne. Shot deflected, gone for a corner. You can see more City goals here. And I guess the substitutions will come, Johnny, at some stage. If you're a Mahrez owner, I wouldn't worry too much about that. Norwich are going to be shot on the hour. And by the time he comes on, they'll be knackered. So, he could get points.
Guys, that goal for Arsenal in terms of the relegation battle is huge. They're obviously now 2 up against Watford. That looks like a mammoth challenge for Watford to get anything from this game. 2-0 down at the Emirates. It does give such a good window of opportunity for Villa, who are currently in 17th. But Bournemouth too, if they can win and get a couple of goals, then of course they're 1-0 up. They could leapfrog Villa on goal difference too. Really tight at the bottom of the table. So we'll be keeping you up to date with that. But it's going to go down to the wire, as we keep saying. Andy, in terms of United Leicester, that's a massive game. Are you nervous? How are you feeling watching it? Because as a Chelsea fan, I'm watching Chelsea. Chance for City, is it?
No, chance for Liverpool. Minamino with an absolute beauty from just outside the penalty area. Picks it up. Listen, no one cares about this from an FPL perspective, I don't think, so I'm not going to dwell on it. But it's a lovely save from actually a fantastic save from Dubravka. That is going in the postage stamp. Would have been a lovely way for Minamino to get off the mark for Liverpool. Corner to Liverpool.
Come on, Van Dijk. Who's taking Robertson, I guess, or Milner, I suppose, is taking them today, aren't they?
It looks like Milner. Yeah, it looks like Milner.
Milner's on them. Okay. Yeah, Andy, how are you watching the United Leicester? Are you confident?
I was, since the drinks break's come in now. Leicester are kind of on top. I wouldn't say they've had too many chances, but yeah, they've. I don't know. Leicester are kind of on top a bit now, but there's not really been many big chances for the last kind of 5 or 10 minutes. It's a bit worrying because of that De Gea mistake again. That could have ended up in a Vardy goal. When you see it later, you'll see what I mean. There's no reason he shouldn't be holding on to that. Absolutely no reason at all. And like I said, Maguire is looking a bit nervy as well. And Leicester, they're just on top. They're attacking again here. So I'm a little bit worried. I wasn't for the first 20 minutes, but now it's, Leicester are definitely coming back into it. But from an FPL point of view, not much really happening now. Ball coming in from Leicester there, but we just headed it straight away. So Leicester coming back on top, but nothing really of note so far.
Guys, remember the Southampton clean sheet has been wiped out for you McCarthy or Bednarak owners as well.
Goodness me.
Go on, Lee.
Sorry, John, I keep interrupting you.
The
Norwich goal, leading a charmed life, to say the least. Who is this? The ball comes in from, it's actually Kyle Walker making one of his trademark darts into the box. A lovely ball in, cruel with it's a spill. It's a spill at best. It's a howler. It's really awful. Falls to Raheem Sterling, who pokes it back to Jesus, who then gets the shot away. But I think it's a defender it's a great block. It's a fantastic block. Corner to City, but goodness me, this Norwich goal is leading a charmed life, gentlemen.
How early, if at all, do you think we're likely to see the likes of Salah and Mane, Trent maybe? Do you think Trent's even going to come on?
In the Liverpool game? Yeah, potentially. I mean, listen, it'll get to half-time. I don't think there's any danger of that. Klopp's not that sort of player. Here's Sterling, sets up Silva. Oh, goodness me. How are they not? City should be 3 or 4 up there. This is ridiculous. I'm really not watching the Liverpool game, Toby. But to be honest with you, I think that we might see Salah and Mane towards the end.
Oh, guys, massive collision at Stamford. I told you this game was fiery. On the halfway line, we've got Zuma and Raul Jimenez. Both have been KO'd. They're both down. Physio's running on. Don't know if it's a clash of heads, but it looks like they've both gone for 50-50. Now, you'll know Zuma, he's gone up in the air. He's climbed on Jimenez. Zuma's gone over the top, landed flat.
Oh, don't
might be a goal. Okay, Andy.
I'm watching. I'm Man United are attacking. I don't see anything in the chat yet, though.
Oh, no. I think...
Who do you think scored?
I thought United might have scored, but they haven't.
What's your source?
Jeez.
What's your source? Where are you on? I want it.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, Bruno goal. Come on. I think the chat is saying Bruno goal. I'm seeing it in two different places.
No, I think he's been given offside.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Come on. Let me see it. Give me.
Toby.
Give me. Oh, he's offside. Yeah. Well, hang on. That's what chat's saying. I'm not seeing it yet. Oh, I'm so far behind.
It's offside. It's offside. I'm afraid, Andy.
Gutted.
Guys, things aren't looking great for Raul Jimenez. He's still down on the halfway line.
People saying definitely offside, by the way.
Seem to land hard. Zuma looks like he's going to be fine. But yeah, for your Raul Jimenez owners, of course, 31 minutes in, the physios are just playing around with his neck very gently to see if he can rotate it. But yeah.
My Jimenez to Nketiah move might look like a masterstroke after all.
Yeah, indeed. Tobes, out of interest, where did you find out about the potential United goal? You were there before anyone in the chat. You were there.
The best thing for it is going on a betting site. Arsenal 3-0 up. Talk of the devil.
Jeez.
I don't know who scored it.
This is bad.
He's miles off.
This is terrible.
He's miles offside, but that is such a good pass from Pogba. That would have been such a brilliant goal. But yeah, miles offside. Someone's saying in the chat, Sterling goal.
Aubameyang again. Aubameyang got two goals and an assist.
Wow.
Two for Alba.
Looks like it might have been a Tierney assist for the goal as well. Tierney, who's already scored, returning the favour for the Tierney assist, potentially a Aubameyang goal. That could be massive for you.
Where are we on Golden Boot with that second goal for Aubameyang? Is that a tie now between him and Vardy?
It either takes him one short.
I think he's one behind. Yeah, I'll check it now. But I think he's one behind.
John, to answer your question, so the best thing I find...
Yeah, I know what you're going to say.
Get on Bet365 or any kind of... Get on your favourite betting app. And as soon as there's like suspended betting, they suspend it literally as quick as anyone. You know something's gone on and invariably it's a goal. So yeah, they just suspended betting. You then go in it and it was like, yeah, Pogba had the ball and you're thinking United might have scored. But yeah, obviously it was offside in that instance.
So if you are watching, there is no need to log on yourself to that app because you can watch us and Tobes will be keeping us up to date with the latest. And likewise, if there's suspended betting, we won't call goal unless we know it's a goal.
Lucas is actually arguably, it would be harsh to say he's missed an open goal because he was like running at massive pace. He's rounded the keeper and he's really off balance and the angle is very, very tight. So to say he's missed an open goal is harsh, but he could have scored. Basically, it would have been a great finish. But yeah, Lucas looking dangerous actually, despite me saying he's not a good pick in FPL earlier.
3 minutes later at Stamford Bridge. Sorry guys, Raul Jimenez looks like he's going to play on. Carry on, Andy.
That's good. I'm just seeing here. Apparently, that I haven't seen the goal, but apparently it's an Aubameyang overhead kick. It's basically someone said he's done a Craig Dawson from a long throw. I don't know exactly what's happened. I'll wait to see it.
It was definitely a Tierney assist, so yeah, it could have been a throw.
And I always wondered if you got an assist from a throw-in. Surely it's not straight directly from the throw-in, though. I don't know. I can't see.
Pukki's in. Pukki is in. He's bearing down on Ederson. Oh, Ederson saved it. What to say, Cantwell for the follow-up. Chips it over the ball. Oh, Ederson's rehards. Yeah, Pukki was clean through. The Pukki of game week 1, guys, would have scored that. Pukki clean through. He hits it straight at Ederson. Fair play to the goalie. Makes himself big. Who is that was cocking about in midfield? I don't know. It looks like the Port having a stinker. What is Pukki's got to finish that. He's got to finish it, and he's put it straight at the keeper's legs. Cantwell with the follow-up. It's a far more difficult chance for Cantwell to bury, but blazes it over the bar. Big chance for Norwich. Should be 4-0 down. Could have been 1-1. And City, oh, goodness me. Sterling across the edge of the box, just out of De Bruyne's reach. Could have been a Sterling assist, De Bruyne goal. It's all going off in this game, guys. I ain't watching Liverpool. Liverpool is boring. There's FPL points galore in this game for City. You've got to believe.
Wow. In terms of going back to the assist comment from a throw-in, I remember back to the days of Rory Delap. He was actually I was about a 5 million midfielder, but I remember taking a punt on him quite often. I'm pretty sure he used to get the assist for those throw-ins. Of course, Rory Delap almost invented the long throw, didn't he? We always think of long throws. We always think straight back to Rory. In terms of the assist for the Sheffield United goal, by the way, the Lundstrom goal, it went to Billy Sharp, got the assist. Lundstrom has apparently missed a sitter as well. There'll be loads of dead teams with Lundstrom, but there'll also be loads of active teams with Lundstrom on their bench. So, yeah, it could be a big point haul coming for him. Of course, they're currently on the clean sheet as well. In terms of the relegation fight, of course, Bournemouth are beating Everton, but it's still not enough. Villa are currently safe. They're edging Watford on goal difference. Watford, be very surprised to see a comeback from 3-0 down, although we've seen things like that before. But Arsenal do look very comfortable. Garth Crooks on BBC Live Score, don't know who watches that anymore, but I do love Garth, apparently has been really eating into Watford, sort of really half-hearted today. But that's what happens when you sack your manager with 2 games to go. Crazy.
Yeah, how do we feel about that? Do we feel for Watford here, or we not? I mean, I've got to say, I'm finding it hard to be sympathetic.
I feel for Nigel Pearson, to be honest.
I'm getting 4. No, Liverpool goal.
Come on, Nico Williams. Nico Williams.
Okay,
come on.
Lee, what can you see?
Well, it's a free kick on the right-hand side for Milner. I'm on BT Sport, guys, but like I say, I'm not live on my TV. I'm watching it on my iPad, so there's going to be a bit of a lag, I'm afraid. But it must come from this free kick, which Milner is standing over. Looks like, Danny Rose fouling Nico Williams. So Milner with the free kick. Robbo standing over it as well. Bear with me. I will tell you how this goes. This must be where the goal comes from. Van Dijk is in there, Andy.
Come on. Someone's saying it's Van Dijk.
Yes, Van D.
Yes, come on.
Let's see.
What a hit. I knew that. I said it, didn't I? They would concede, but he would score. Said it.
It doesn't come directly from the free kick, so it's been cleared by Newcastle. My stream must be well behind here. Milner picks it up again downtown, but Van Dijk has stayed up there. Let's see. Robbo on the wrong wing here. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain bombing down the left. Is he going to get the assist? Van Dijk. Boom. 1-0. There. 1-1. There we go. An Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain assist. For those of you that were in the FPL family live stream last Sunday, and I called Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, you all laughed at me. He's there. He's got an assist. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Come on. 1-1.
Nice pick.
Wow. And Lee, I also heard Sam talking about Van Dijk being a great option this week because Newcastle was so poor in the air at the back, especially with all their casualties. So, yeah, did she go with Van Dijk in the end?
I think she might have actually picked Robbo with the last-minute Trent news. I think Trent definitely went out, but I think she went Robbo rather than Van Dijk. So that will be stinging for her. But Van Dijk, he's surrounded by 4 Newcastle defenders, and he just leaps like the guy is just unreal. He gets so much air there, and it just loops over Dubravka into the far corner. It's an absolute beauty of a header from the big man. So, yeah, 1-1, game on.
Massive. In terms of Chelsea Wolves, it is all Chelsea. Alonso's just had a shot block from about 18 yards. It was one of those where Alonso's bearing down on the 18-yard box, just to the left of the D. And you know he's got one thing and one thing only. And how many times over the years have we seen Alonso with that sort of cutting across the ball, laces, top bins? May have been heading in goal bound, but yeah, good block. But that's the beauty of owning Alonso. You don't expect clean sheets, but you might just get attacking returns. Giroud goes close with a header over the bar. Still 0-0, but all Chelsea.
I just quickly say about the kind of top 3 race for like overall rank. Obviously, we know the current number 1 is triple captain Salah, who's not even playing, so he's probably going to come on at some point. Nothing for Sterling yet. 3rd place has got Aubameyang, but not captained, so that's huge. De Bruyne is captain for him.
Wow.
Lundstrom on the bench, by the way. And Antonio on the bench, who so far has only got a yellow card, so not the worst call that either. And then 2nd place, wildcard played. Imagine that, a wildcard played in Gameweek 38.
Wildcard.
Which is Joshua. So he's got Kane captain, so he's doing all right, but no Aubameyang. So, right now it's Salah, and he's got Branthwaite as first sub, so he's not going to get anything anyway, unless he scores. So it's very close so far. That triple captain on Salah could come back to bite Chris. We'll have to
Everton.
see how the
Everton
second...
scored.
Oh, not Branthwaite, after I've just said that, I hope.
Branthwaite.
Just
while we're waiting for that to come in, Andy, a lot of people on Twitter saying United look spent, they look tired, heavy-legged. What's going on?
Moise Keane. Sorry.
Leicester are kind of on top at the moment. They're dominating possession. And Ndidi's having a cracking game, to be fair. They're just coming down the left here again. It's is that Thomas? Oh, there's Vardy. Maguire, I don't know. I wouldn't say Vardy's like on top of Maguire constantly, but it's always a little bit of a worry as it stands right now. It's all Leicester. Like up until the drinks break, I'm not saying it was just the drinks break that caused it, but up until then, Man United kind of dominated possession, but it's all been Leicester since. But there's not really been any any big chances for either side yet. It's about 5 minutes till half time now, so I think it'd probably be good just to get in on the break. Like Solskjaer, Fernandes went down for some treatment just a minute ago. Probably about 5 minutes ago now. He's back on. He's perfectly fine, but Solskjaer's going nuts at him for the way he's playing.
Silver. Oh,
come on,
guys.
Sterling. So yeah, it's not great for Man United at the
Sterling edge of
moment.
the box. Silver gets a chance, drags it wide, guys. How
wow.
how has there not been more FPL points in this game? How? It's been absolutely one-way traffic.
Watford have got a penalty against Arsenal.
Watford
It's Deeney and his cojones. Here he is.
Great shout.
A lot of Martinez owners will be hoping for a little penalty save here, Jan, right?
Oh, that would be a
Indeed.
massive swing.
I've got Martinez, although I do fancy always Deeney at penalties. Guys, that Everton goal, by the way, was Moyes Keane, but the assist was a guy that's got previous on the last day of the season. The guy that I think scored a hat-trick a few years back, Theo Walcott, got the assist.
Ox was almost belted one in from downtown. More on that later on. How's the Watford penalty going?
Guess who gave the penalty away for Arsenal? 3 guesses.
David Luiz.
David Luiz.
Rashford has just had. He's in the box. He's kind of turned in. He's got a shot. It's not a free shot of goal. There's defenders around him, but he should make a better shot. He's just like scuffed it up and over the bar, like with the. It's almost like his ankle. It wasn't like a. Not a. You should definitely score from that chance, but it was a really good chance for Rashford, and probably should have made it 1-0 there. But it was an awful shot. Just kind of completely scuffed it. Loads of space.
Watford scored.
Deeney, was it Tobes? Must have been.
I would assume so. I don't know for sure, but yeah, it's definitely a goal.
Wow.
Welbeck assist. Welbeck assist that.
Yeah. Welbeck and Walcott with the assists. I love that. Two very young talented wingers, right? That's what we go with.
And so 2016, that isn't it?
From what I'm seeing, he got brought down by Luiz. It was Welbeck that got brought down, and Deeney scored.
Just thinking about the timing of that as well. Watford looked down and out at 3-0, but you get a goal back just before half time.
You never know, right?
Firing. Still all to play for. Watford, if they
Foden in behind.
Wolves! Oh. No, okay, wow.
Goal.
Sorry, guys. Wolves looked like they were crossing the ball, but it looked like it was going goal bound, and Caballero sort of misjudged it. It's going in under the bar. He claws it out, shoves it onto Alonso's chest. It goes out for a corner. If that was Kepa, guys, that's going top bins. It was a floated cross. It was a floated cross that was. You can't blame Caballero for being out of position.
Burnley have scored.
A Burnley goal. Okay, so that wipes out some more
Chris
clean
Wood.
Come on, Eric Peters. Come on, Eric Peters.
It better not be any of their defenders. It's got to be Chris Wood, surely.
Wood, I think. Yeah,
Chris Wood, was it?
Yeah, looks like it, yeah.
Okay, good. We'll take that. His ownership's probably around, I don't know, the 10%.
You don't sound very enthusiastic like that. Good. Chris Wood, great.
We just don't want him to be a Burnley defender, do we? However, I'm very pleased because Toby, of course, has got Lamptey in his team, although I think on his bench. So, yeah, and it was Deeney, of course, with the penalty for Watford, who, maybe just aren't dead and buried just yet.
You never know with Arsenal as well. Arsenal are ropey at the back. You could definitely see Watford, if they get the next goal, they're going to be rampant. You'd have thought. There's still a lot to go for in that game, I'd have thought.
Yeah, huge amount. And Deeney will fancy his luck. The halftime whistles are about to be going around the grounds. Chelsea
KDB. Oh, Kevin De Bruyne has just scored an absolute beauty.
Come on.
Oh, what a goal! Picks it up on the edge of the box. It's nothing short of what he deserves. City should be 8-0 up here, but it's just 2-0. Norwich are playing a flat back 10 in front of Krul, and it's basically damage limitation. And Kevin De Bruyne has just gone, I don't give a... You can put as many as you want behind the ball for this. I'm going to pick it up and put it absolutely top bins. It is a beauty.
Another goal for Bournemouth as well.
Oh, Kevin De Bruyne, that is absolutely football porn. That is beautiful. Look at that.
Going for the assist record, of course, today.
So
Chelsea! Good. Sorry. Carry on, Lee.
Bournemouth has scored, by the way. 2-1 up at Everton.
Another Bournemouth goal, 2-1. So 3 goals there at Goodison Park in the first half. Guys, Chelsea just came really close from a set piece. Really entertaining game at Stamford Bridge. Really fiery as well. It looks like it's going to be a Chelsea free kick. The Chelsea... fullbacks, by the way, Reece James and Mark Alonso are playing like wide forwards. Obviously, it's the Oh, yeah, the Chris Wood goal, guys, by the way. The assist
Peters,
was
wasn't it?
Peters.
Oh, nightmare, honestly.
Chelsea have scored.
Get in there, Peters.
Chelsea have scored.
Chelsea.
Oh, wow. And it's a free kick. Okay, so Chelsea have got a free kick. It's either going to be Alonso or Mount that takes it.
It's Mount. It's Mount.
Is it Mount?
I'll
take it. Do you know what? A Chelsea goal is a Chelsea goal. Forget about FPL. Chelsea are beating Wolves. We will take that. And Mason Mount, my boy Mason Mount, if it is him, fair play. So he's about, 20 yards out. I think it was Alonso, by the way, that won the free kick. So he might be due the assist anyway. It is Alonso and Mount that are over it.
Mount scored the goal, mate, 100%.
Wow. Well, we'll take that. So as things stand, Chelsea would be third, United fourth, Leicester fifth. A draw is still fine for United with a Chelsea victory.
Is that a little bit against the run of play, Gianni, be honest? Or was that deserved from Mason Mount and Chelsea?
No, to be fair, it's been equal. Wolves have had their chances, but so have Chelsea. Mount gets it over the wall and into the side netting, but sort of halfway up the goal. So he gets it up and down really quickly. Lampard's very happy with that. Mason Mount, of course, is his go-to, the guy that just never misses a game. Lee, the Man City goal, by the way, do we know who got the assist for the De Bruyne goal?
It's a Kyle Walker assist for the KDB, but I'm telling you, that is an assist in terminology only, because Kevin De Bruyne has done absolutely all the work there. It's a fantastic goal from Kevin. But yeah, Kyle Walker assist.
Oh, the Solanke goal, by the way, for Bournemouth, guys, was a Rico assist. There's been a lot of dead teams with Rico as well.
I thought it was Lerma that scored.
Must have been another goal then.
Really? Oh, no, it said Lerma when it first came in. You're right, it's Solanke.
It was Solanke. Solanke, is that now he's got two in the last few weeks?
Yeah, he's absolutely
he scored again.
Firing now.
Wow. Okay,
I'm gutted, by the way. But did anyone else take out De Bruyne for Sterling captain? Or was it just me? That is absolute killer.
Both.
Toby very nearly sold De Bruyne for Salah, though, Tobes. You were close on that, right?
No, I was never close to that. I just told you I was.
I was
half time at the Etihad, guys.
I'm gutted about that. If Salah had played, I would have got him and kept De Bruyne.
Oh, Chelsea 2-0.
Oh,
no
way.
Chelsea 2-0.
Wow. Okay, so
huge.
We're in the 48th minute. So 4 minutes added time, because there's been those yellow cards and the stoppages of play for the Raul Jimenez incident. Definitely Chelsea too.
Olivier Giroud with another goal. What a player he has been for Chelsea in the last few weeks.
Wow.
Absolutely incredible.
That means Spurs could sneak into sixth here as well, and it not be an issue regardless of what happens in the FA Cup final. Not that anyone really cares about that except me.
Guys,
he's also got a yellow card, so I can only imagine that he's gone celebrating with his top off.
Guys, I know we said Solanke goal, by the way, but Premier League have just tweeted again saying it's back to the
Lerma
goal. So yeah. Oh, it's Mason Mount with a through ball, edge of the box. Giroud chips it over Patricio. Goal. It's a foot race between him and Cody, and he gets there just in time to tap it in. It's sort of 18 yards out, chips it over Patricio, runs the other side.
Cody foot race, that's one you want to see.
Giroud Cody foot race, and Giroud I think it was Cody, slides in and just gets there. But Mason Mount with another brilliant return. It's an assist, so it's an assist and a goal for Mount, who of course we all flocked to earlier in the season, and of course ownership levels have dipped a bit, but it will still be in a lot of dead teams. And we keep saying this. Loads of the players that did well earlier this season are performing today. I'm not a Jorginho through ball.
I'm not looking forward to this second half now, because only a win now is good enough for Leicester, so they're going to have to go for it. You wouldn't expect Chelsea to go. I mean, they do like to concede goals, but I'm not expecting them to lose the lead from this Wolves game. So that's going to be a huge second half. A draw's fine for Man United. It ain't fine for Leicester though. So given that they were on top at the end of that half. There was a chance for Rashford right near the end, but just nothing. It was a good save by Schmeichel. So, yeah, this is going to get a bit intense now, I think, with Chelsea too.
Well, that Chelsea goal, by the way, guys, Giroud goes through and Patricio comes out with his legs. Giroud chips it over his legs and runs round. If Giroud does want to take the challenge there, it's a red card penalty. It's a Patricio red card and a Chelsea pen. But Giroud still backed himself to beat Cody in the foot race, which I was surprised at, because Cody sort of muddles his feet up a bit and probably should have done better.
Alonso's been given the assist, by the way, Jan. I don't know if you knew that. Alonso's been given the assist.
That must have been for the first goal, the free kick from Mount. Right. It was Alonso that went down. Mason Mount definitely gets the assist for the second goal. It was a great little through ball. So yeah, back to the King Power, Andy. Does this mean that Leicester are now going to really come at United, because they They need a win.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't expect it straight away because you don't want to put yourself into a position where United score, of course. So I don't think they're going to go all-out attack from the start because at the end of the day, they only need one goal, right, to go through.
Cool, guys. VAR are looking at Jimenez possible red card. It's an elbow on
Jimenez.
No,
Wow.
You're joking.
It's an elbow on
that game going
Rudiger.
on?
So it's an elbow on Rudiger who goes down. It sort of hits his shoulder rather than his head. If that's another...
If it's an elbow, right?
Yeah, it's a bit like Buendia's. I'm not watching it, of course, but that wasn't like... There was no power in that Buendia one, but you just don't do it. It's just stupid.
Oh, okay, he's got away with it. Do you know what? Yeah, I'm with you guys. An elbow's an elbow. If Rudiger is a few centimetres shorter, it's hitting him square in the jaw and it's a red card. So why does that matter, the height of the player he's elbowing? Frustrating, that. I don't own Jimenez and I want him to be sent off for that.
Also good for Chelsea, right?
Also very good for Chelsea, yeah. So obviously Leicester knew they needed the win, but now they really do with Chelsea winning. So it's going to be a very entertaining second half.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be like that from the start because, like I said, you don't want to come out, go for it. Man United nick a goal on the counter, but if it's 0-0 with like 70 minutes gone, they're going to start throwing everything at it. Like there's no worry about. Yeah, exactly. There's nothing else for them to do. So it could still be good for Man United, and from an FPL point of view, could be good for like some Martial and Rashford on the counter. But given how nervous Man United have looked at times, I would prefer that we nick an early goal and then start maybe sitting back a bit. But yeah, I'd be interested to see how they come out in the second half. I don't expect Leicester to go for it from the off, but they will have to at some point. Only a win is good enough for Leicester now.
Yeah, and of course the goal difference is between Leicester and United is the same as well in terms of the race for the relegation places. Well, Villa are still by the skin of their teeth by goal difference, are surviving by one goal. I don't think we've ever seen a team stay up on the final day or stay up on goal difference by one goal. Have we seen that before, gents?
I don't remember.
Maybe, but I don't really remember. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, that would be wow. Villa.
What's the what's the state of play, Toby, with the Europa League now? Then, so Spurs winning, Wolves losing. So Spurs obviously in the driving seat.
Yeah, so Spurs are, as it stands, Spurs are in. Although Spurs could get into the Europa if they finish 7th, which is the worst possible finish they can get, assuming that Chelsea beat Arsenal in the FA Cup final. If Arsenal win the FA Cup final, Spurs would need to finish 6th, which they are currently doing, obviously because Wolves are losing and Spurs are winning. So it's looking good for Spurs at the moment in terms of Europa qualification, and it's actually not looking very good for Wolves. We'll be bitterly disappointed with that, given how good they have been for the vast majority of the season. You know, they were looking nailed on for Champions League, or not nailed on, but they were looking like they could sneak in there at one point, and to not even get Europa League football would be a bit of a killer, I think.
Yeah, I'm just checking Twitter right now. Wolves Twitter is not a happy place to be at the minute. Not a happy place to be at the minute, because I think they feel like they got the wrong end of a bad decision for the first one. They feel like the second one was a bit sloppy and they were in the game up until that first one. But 2-0 now at Stamford Bridge. I don't fancy them. They've got a mountain to climb now.
Yeah, they do. Karen Carney said on Score that Wolves have let themselves down. She expects more from Bolly, more from Cody, who have both made sort of slight errors in that game. So Wolves have only got themselves to blame. Chelsea ended the half really well and actually look fairly tight at the back. Maybe that back five's a little bit more confident without Kepa, who of course isn't the best communicator.
Guys, I've just seen the Kevin De Bruyne goal. It's ridiculous. Absolutely,
It?
It's
What
one
a
of
goal.
those where the player literally just gets an assist because he's passed it to him from wherever. Like he's not made the goal at all, which is fine. That's what we know. We all get gifted like that. But yeah, he pulls it back. It's just such good footwork, and then the goal just fires it. I've just retweeted it for anyone that follows me if they want to see it. The footwork to get some space, and then just bangs it into the top right hand corner. That is such a good goal.
You see when you watch the replay of that, Andy. You see I've got it on the screen now. They're showing the highlights of the first half, and there are plenty from a City perspective, but that is the highlight. There's a Norwich back 8, right? There's a back 8 or 9 there, and there has been for the whole of that half. City should be more up really, and Kevin De Bruyne has just thought, nah, screw it. Screw your back 8. I'm just going to get this and just ping it in. And he's just like...
It's typical, though.
It's an unbelievable goal.
One of the reasons I went for Sterling is because I just thought goal threat-wise, much better. Like, De Bruyne has had 2 shots in the box in the last 4 weeks. But it doesn't matter when he bangs it in from like 20 yards like that outside of the box. Like that isn't going to get counted in the box. Yeah, exactly. Such a good shot.
Guys, FPL have tweeted back to that Bournemouth goal. Of course, Bournemouth have beaten Everton 2-1. After review, the match centre has awarded the goal to Solanke. Lerma therefore gets the assist, not Rico.
Oh.
So they are changing back and forth, but it looks like we have a final answer. It is Solanke with his second goal in a couple of weeks. Although I'm not sure that affects too many FPL managers thinking, if you've got Solanke in your team, then fair play.
What was your view, Gianni, on Mason Mount's first half there? I was saying Wolves Twitter in disarray, talking about they expected more from Bolly, expect more from Doherty and some other players. They need to get Traore on, etc. Chelsea Twitter, on the other hand, are eulogising about Mason Mount's first 45 there, saying he's absolutely on it.
Lee, honestly, Tobes will tell you, I can't speak highly enough about that kid, Mason Mount. He's an absolute star. And it's not just the fact that he can play in so many different systems. He does produce the goods, and he's only still so young. Now, of course, he's not quite on the sort of Trent scale in terms of how good you are for your age. And of course, he's a bit older than Trent, but I do think we've got a future England star here. He's made 51 appearances for Chelsea this season. He's Frank's go-to, and he's played in so many different positions. On set pieces today, by the way, only because Williams not on the pitch, took the free kick, absolutely delivered. The assist for the Giroud goal was a brilliant pass. Yeah, and he's playing wide on the right. He's got everything.
What does it mean then? So this is kind of an interesting point around the business that Chelsea have done in the window, right? They've signed Ziyech, they've signed Werner, they're looking good to sign Havertz. And to me, when I look at Chelsea, I think they don't have any problems going forward and scoring goals. They've got issues at the back. They've got a keeper that's not very good. They've got Aspi, who's over the hill probably. The centre-back centre-back probably aren't quite up to it. They probably need a new left-back, but they've spent all this money on attacking players. And I kind of fear for players like Mount. Like if you're Mason Mount now and they're spending 60, 70 million on Kai Havertz, who, from what I understand, plays a very, very similar position. Like what does that say to Mason Mount?
Yeah, I mean, firstly, what is Mount's position? What we need to remember with Mount is Frank will find a space for him next season. I don't know where he's going to play.
Tell people how you quite know
who we're going to buy.
Come on, Sam. Come on, Sam. They want to know.
Come on, Sam. How's
it
going?
Me a cup of tea.
I want to know how Kane captain. How's the Kane captain going? And how's the Van Dijk header going?
Andy would like to know. Come on, because you've got to put an AirPod in. Andy would like to know how's the Kane captaincy going.
It's on Sterling, isn't it?
And how's that Van Dijk goal?
No, don't even talk to me about Van Dijk all week. Literally the entire week I spent talking about Van Dijk, and somehow I ended up with Robbo instead.
That's a free hit.
That's a free hit going though. It's going all right, right?
Well, Peters.
Eric Peters, what a guy. What a guy.
Yeah, it's all right. The rest of them are all right. KDB, glad I kept him.
Yeah, needed a bit more Aubameyang there in your team, didn't you?
No one ever needs a bit more Aubameyang.
You were thinking of Kane and Aubameyang for a long time in that free hit, weren't you?
For about 5 minutes, then I thought you might get benched because of the FA Cup, and then that went out the window. But yeah, I just need Aurier to keep his assist, to keep his clean sheet, and then Spurs go on and get another one from Kane, and we'll be all right.
There we go, guys.
5 points off the top of that mini league. I want to win now.
Which mini league?
The podcast guest one.
The official FPL podcast league. You are 5 points off the top. Who's at the top? Jack Lang.
Jack Lang. Come on, Harry Kane.
Harry Kane goal away from winning.
Actually, he doesn't have KDB, so anything more from KDB, we're laughing.
City should have a hatful, guys.
Well, KDB is going to be on for bonus as well, surely.
Well, let's hope so.
You think so?
Right, I'm off.
Thank you for the tea. Appreciate it.
Love that. And Sam, of course, who is having a worldly season. You just heard about her mini league success, but also her overall rank league. It's pretty useful, isn't it?
Looking very good indeed. I think she was about 3.5k, or maybe even just slipped to about 4 back end of game week 37. So
rubbish.
Playing the free hit, she's obviously hoping that rubbish. She was hoping that she was going to get back up into the 3s and the 2s. And it sounds like it's going okay-ish. So yeah, I'll give you a rundown at full time as to how our team's got on.
It's been an exciting first half of football, isn't it? We are seeing lots of goals today. To recap, it's 3-1 Arsenal-Watford. Burnley 1, Brighton 1. Clean sheets have been wiped out there for Burnley, which is massive. Chelsea are 2-0 up against Wolves. Palace losing to Harry Kane goal at Tottenham. Everton losing 2-1 to Bournemouth. Leicester 0, United 0 in what looks like a very cagey game, or sounds like a cagey game, although I think Andy has said different. City are 2-0 up against Norwich, worldie from KDB. Newcastle 1, Liverpool 1. Liverpool have put out a lot of second or sort of reserve/fringe players. Southampton 0, Sheffield United 1. The Lord Lundstrom, guys, with a goal, and he's missed a sitter as well. West Ham 0, Villa 0. That is all Villa need to stay in the Premier League. As things stand, Villa are safe, Watford are down, Bournemouth are down, United and Chelsea would get top 4. It's such an exciting half of 45 minutes we're going to have of football. Stay with us. I know loads of you have tuned in for half time. Whack your TV on mute. Listen to us. We'll be reporting on all 10 games. There is so much that can happen. Sterling, by the way, who all 4 of us have captained, still hasn't returned. We need that for overall rank, don't we, guys? We need it.
It's coming. Yeah, anyone that's got City assets that haven't got your points yet, if you've got Mahrez, if you've got Sterling, listen, don't worry, it's coming. City should have scored an absolute hatful in that first half, and it took a Kevin De Bruyne taking matters into his own hands, frankly, to get that goal. But Jesus could have had more as well. So yeah, don't worry, the goals are coming.
And just so you know, guys, Bournemouth can still stay up. If they win, obviously they're winning, and both Villa and Watford lose. So a West Ham goal against Villa, as it stands, would keep Bournemouth in the Premier League. Now, we didn't think we'd see that a few weeks ago. Many of us thought they were dead and buried, didn't we?
Absolutely. I mean, it's so tight at the bottom there that it could come down to like goal difference and stuff. It's what we love. I love that about that. I love it when we've got a final day of the season where there's so much riding on so much. I mean, that scrap for relegation is fantastic, but the Man United Leicester second half, Andy, I wouldn't want to be in your position watching that, because that's basically now a shootout for 45 minutes as to who could go into the Champions League.
I'm not sure Andy's around. I think he may have just gone for a toilet break or a glass of water. I can see an empty chair.
We can't see him on the Zoom. We could just see his name, you see. So
we'll come back. We'll come back to Andy on that. By the way, on Bournemouth, if West Ham can get a goal against Villa, it would be Solanke's goal that keeps Bournemouth in the Premier League. Imagine that. It looks like Mahrez might be coming on for Man City. I don't know if you can get any. It looks like it might be Foden coming on.
Oh, that would be good. That would be good. I'd take that.
It looks like. Sorry, guys, I was talking to you, but there is some changes. Yeah, Rodri, Foden, and Garcia off. Gundogan, Fernandinho, and Riyad Mahrez on.
Come on.
So there we go, 45 for the Algerians. So there we go. Let's see how that works out. Pep using 3 of his substitutions. Obviously, he's used the half-time slot where you can do whatever you want in half-time. Doesn't affect the 3 other times you can make substitutions, I don't think. But of course, that is 3 subs now. So you've got 2 more left that you can play.
So that means
just for the sake of those in the chat that didn't quite get that, Lee, would you just reiterate those Man 3 subs? Mahrez is on for Foden, and what were the other 2?
Foden, Garcia, and somebody else off, and Fernandinho, Mahrez, and somebody else on.
Okay, we're good.
All it matters is Foden's off, Mahrez is on, right? But that only means they can only make 2 more, which means one of Jesus, Sterling, or De Bruyne is going to get 90 minutes.
I was going to say, I'm really hoping it's not Jesus, because Gianni's got him and he scored and he's going to get bonus points, and he's the man that can kill us.
Can I just say, false 9, absolute rubbish. The amount of times people talk about Pep's false 9 and Jesus, he started pretty much not everyone, but nearly every game when De Bruyne, when Aguero's been injured, and he's not had a knock, virtually every single one. Just remember that for next year. His underlying
stats as well, Jesus, since 32. He's not missed a start since 32, and his underlying stats amongst forwards were first on pretty much everything. It's just his Sterling's getting in around the box.
Can he take those chances basically?
Yeah, it's just his what's the word? He's not clinical, right? He's just not finding the net conversion rate. Andy, thank you. Yeah. Oh, just wide, and City have 18 seconds into the second half, and Gundogan has hit one just wide. So City picking up where they left off, guys.
And Liverpool, any action from subs at Liverpool? I mean, many have got Trent in their starting 11. If he doesn't get minutes, they might have Lundstrom or similar coming off the bench. Any subs there?
I guess we will see some subs. Klopp is a serial winner, right? He will want to win this game. And if that means bringing Salah and or Mane on at 1-1 with 20, 30 minutes to go, then you got to back him to do that. Whether Trent's going to come on and possibly. I haven't seen Nico Williams play a full 90 yet outside of the League Cup, so you could see Trent coming on if Nico starts to look a bit leggy. But listen, Liverpool started this second half. I'm a bit behind on my stream, but they're coming out the blocks here. Divock Origi in particular in some nice positions. So let's see how the next sort of 20, 25 minutes plays out as to whether we're going to get.
Oh wow! Can I just know? I don't know. Sorry if you apologies. I had to go and get a drink, so I don't know if you talked about it. But I think Antonio's been subbed with a 0-pointer.
Oh, he got a yellow card, didn't he?
No, but I think he's been subbed at half time.
Big if true.
Wow.
Oh, that's a shocker.
That would be a 0
I
point.
I can't see it anywhere, but I'm sure a lot of people are saying he's got a 0-pointer, which obviously we know he is. But I think they're saying that Yeah, Haller is on. Antonio's off at half time.
Wow, that's massive. Good for Villa.
And again,
In
can
a
I just
lot of
say,
free-hit teams, right?
in the race for obviously winning FPL overall, the guy in third has got. Let me get my words out. De Bruyne, the captain, and Aubameyang, and has benched Antonio. So that's Alexander, who was on the Scoutcast this week. So yeah, well, obviously there's still plenty of time to go for more goals, but it's looking tight at the top, and that looks like some great calls there. So Antonio off of 0 points. That's huge, given how good he's been recently.
That's massive.
It's those sorts of decisions which just, you need to run for you to be able to win something like the official FPL league, isn't it? With over 7 million players, you need those calls. And what an amazing shout, benching Antonio today. Big call. Andy, keep us up to date with the top of the league. And Lee, I'm going to ask you if you could just keep us up to date with the Golden Boot race. And Toby, throughout the second half, I'm also going to ask you to keep us up to date on our mini league, me versus you, because it's going to be tight. It's going to be so tight. I'm very excited. And I'll try and keep you up to date with all the goals as well, as we all will. It looks like Traore, by the way, guys, is coming on for Wolves. He was benched today. I think Neto got the nod. So I'm assuming, I haven't seen who's come off, but I'd assume it'd be Neto on for Adama, because I can see Doherty is still on the pitch.
Neto is he's a bit more defensive minded than Traore, so it would not surprise me at all to see that change being made.
Yeah, and many have still got Traore, and he's one of those, isn't he, on his day players. But yeah, Chelsea looking comfortable for 2-0. It's going to be a fun 45 minutes. I'm glad you're with us. Thank you for joining us. You'll know that Scoutcast Matchday is a new thing we've been doing since lockdown, and we will be bringing you next season. We're very excited about that. Very likely it will be on the Saturday 3 p.m. games as well. So yeah, cheers for joining us and supporting us. And of course, follow Fantasy Football Scout on social media to find out more about when we'll be doing these. It looks like Longstaff's coming on for Bentaleb.
Southampton squad.
Come on, Danny.
Oh, is it Danny Ings? Wow.
Always is, isn't it?
It's got to be. Come on.
Yeah.
A Southampton goal usually means Ings is involved. Of course, it's Redmond and Armstrong.
Che Adams.
Come on.
Che Adams.
Come on, Che Adams, get out of here.
So that means the Sheffield United clean sheet is gone.
Yes, very much so.
We liked that.
That's good, yeah.
Owners. A lot of Chris Basham owners and Baldock and Stevens owners. We like that. Che Adams, he didn't score before lockdown, I don't think. He's had 2 since.
Not a lot of clean sheets knocking about today. Just as a sort of general, that's my feel about it. Spurs have got one, right? And United
Harry
have got
Maguire's got one, yeah.
And Leicester. And Spurs are on a clean sheet as well.
Yeah, and looking pretty good for it at the moment, to be fair.
And City as well. Yeah, there's loads, guys. Ignore me.
But in terms of goals, Lee, you're right. The only game without a goal, there's 2, Leicester United and West Ham Villa. All other games after 45 minutes of football have had goals scored, which we don't often see. We thought there was going to be a lot of goals this game week, and it looks like there's going to be. If the first half's anything to go by, we could see some big scores in the second half.
Yeah, we could do. I mean, like I keep saying, City, the fact they haven't got 8 is unreal. I don't know. I think that I expect Chelsea now, and you can tell me whether you disagree, Gianni, but I'd expect Chelsea
Palace
to try.
Aurier clean sheet is gone.
Just talking about that clean sheet.
Yeah.
I should shut up about the Aurier clean sheet. Jeez.
Talk us through it, Tobes.
It's another one. I haven't actually seen it yet. Palace have just got a corner out here. Aurier's given away the corner. Not that makes any difference, but yeah, it's probably going to be about 30 seconds until I see it, Jan. So if you want to come back to me.
Yeah, I'll come back. So, of course, that means the Spurs clean sheet is gone. On a day, by the way, guys, where Sheffield United clean sheet is gone, Burnley clean sheet is gone, Wolves clean sheet is gone. Just saw a stat on Sky. Wolves have got more points than anyone else this season from losing positions. They've gained 21 points from losing positions. And a Brighton goal. Okay, wow. So the goals are flying in. We could see.
Brighton goal.
That's a point off of all those Burnley defenders, which is good.
It's a horrible Palace goal as well. Jeffrey Schlupp, like a corner's floated in. I think it's nodded down by Ayew. It's a bit of a scramble in the kind of 6-yard box, and Schlupp just kind of hooks it, slaps it home into the roof of the net. Lloris with no chance really, but it's poor defending, to be honest with you. But yeah, 1-1, perfectly good goal. Ayew's got so much space in the box when the ball gets nodded down to him. He swings a boot at it, completely misses it. And it falls to Schlupp, who so it's a good finish. 1-1.
Wow, and that Brighton goal, guys, by the way, is by the cheapest forward in the game. There are 2 that are priced 4.2 million. Right? One of which is Connolly, and the other one is someone that I can't remember.
Nketiah's pretty cheap.
Nketiah's 4.3. There's two 4.2. Let us know who it is. But yeah, Connolly gets the goal for Brighton. So if he's in your team or on your bench, you'll be hoping he works his way on. Yeah, here we go.
What does that mean so Toby, what does that mean for Europa League then? So Wolves losing, but if Palace score again, sorry to bring that up, but that means Wolves in the Europa League, Spurs out?
It's a good question. I'm actually trying to bring the table up now because I was thinking exactly the same thing as that went in. So yeah, as it stands.
Far be it from me to suggest that Spurs are bottling it on the last day of the season, which
well,
never happens.
Wolves would be on 59 points, Spurs 58. So Wolves would take 6th, Spurs 7th. So Spurs would be relying on Arsenal.
That's not right. Spurs and Wolves.
David Silva's got his, David Silva almost getting his goal. Tim Krul, the party pooper, has clawed one out there. David Silva just... this Norwich defending, they're just standing off him, letting him shoot. It's crazy, really. But nice save from Tim Krul, goes for a corner.
I'm pretty sure, Jan, as it stands, Tottenham and Wolves are on the same number of points, 59, and Tottenham have a better goal difference by about 3. So I think, as it stands, the draw would be enough if Wolves lose.
Double check that, Tobes, because BBC Sport, as the league table as it stands, it's sometimes delayed, but it does say Spurs would be on 58, Wolves 59. But we'll keep you updated on that one. Tobes and I had a few beers last night. We were actually together, social distancing, of course, but we're feeling better this afternoon. We were ropey this morning, so excuse the errors. One of us has made a flaky one. So yeah, it was a Connolly goal for Brighton, and it was Neil Maupay with the assist. So they're playing the front two, which Potter often swerves, but he's going for it in the last day of the season and playing 2 strikers. What's going on at the King Power, Andy? We need some action there.
There isn't much really, to be honest. As I said, I don't think Leicester are going to go for it just yet, because when you only need a single goal, I guess you don't want to leave it too late, but you also don't want to go behind. So it's not really a huge amount of attacking action. A few times there, Man United were in the box, but it never really fell for anyone. No decent chances. So it's at least on my time, it's about 10 minutes in. They're about to make a change. They're about to bring on Ayoze Perez by the looks of it. I'm not sure who yet, because it's not been done. But he's getting chatted to on the sideline. So they are making a change, Leicester, but no real chances yet for either side. I mean, this is going to get cagier the more it goes. Obviously, like I said earlier, a draw is fine for Man United now, as it stands at least, but it's not for Leicester. So at some point, they're going to go for it. So it'll be interesting to see who he throws a Perez on for, whether he switches formation maybe, goes to a back four. Because obviously Justin's playing right centre-back. He could just move to right-back, and they could change formation and go a bit more attacking. He's also Roger's also chatting to someone else who might be coming on. I got no idea who that is. I don't think I've ever seen him before. It might be Pratt, maybe Pratt. I don't think he's on. So yeah, when that happens, I'll let you know.
Guys, Wolves look so much better this second half. They've had a rocket at half-time. Doherty with a good run, but taken down just on the edge of the 18. Good tackle from Chelsea. But before that, we saw Adama Traore go on one of those runs. One of those runs that only Adama Traore and St. Maximin, probably the 2 players in the league that can do, sort of took it from, 30 yards from his own goal and takes it to 30 yards of the opponent's goal. Just carrying the ball, bumping defenders for fun. He puts in Jimenez, who squares it back to Traore, a nice looking 1-2, and it's just intercepted by Caballero. But that Jimenez-Traore partnership we know works. So, geez, I'm just seeing a shot of Traore. It looks he's wearing rugby shorts. Those legs,
monster, isn't he?
Wow, what? He's like built like a bodybuilder, isn't he? He's built like a sprinter. No wonder defenders can't get near.
Gianni's getting all flustered here, looking at Traore.
Seriously, it looks he's wearing rugby shorts. He's putting the baggy on everyone else. Yeah. So
you're scared, Gianni. You're scared.
Yeah, I tell you what, I would be if I was defending against him.
I could really do with a Wolves goal for our mini league, Jan. I could really do, because if Alonso gets an assist and a clean sheet, that's going to put you very, very close to me.
Oh yeah.
Big on, but he'll get 3 bonus if he does, won't
he? Yeah.
By the way, the assist for the Southampton goal hasn't been awarded yet. It's TBC. So for those of you that have got Danny Ings and hoping for attacking returns, looking increasingly unlikely. I haven't seen the goal. It was Adams with the goal.
I think people are saying it might. If it's anyone, it's Smallbone. I think. I don't think Ings is getting anything from that. Unfortunately,
he's getting a good run in the team, isn't he, Smallbone?
Yeah, no, he has been. Yeah. I think I don't know who came on, but Armstrong was on early because I know a lot of people were quite liking him for this final, but he went off injured really early. I was just tracking it there, but yeah, from what I can see, if anyone's getting it, it's Smallbone. I might be wrong on that because I'm not watching it, but yeah, it doesn't look like Ings is involved at all yet. Plenty of time though. We know what he's like.
Victor Carlson in the chat has just said Williams 3.8 million, Thomas 4 million, Johnson 4 million of West Ham, Thomas of course of Leicester. All three of them are on clean sheets. Of course, there's so much that can happen, but three of the cheapest defenders in the game, probably the three cheapest that are actually playing, getting game time, are all currently on clean sheets.
Martial threw on goal there, but Schmeichel was out for. I think. I tell you what, if that had gone in, if he'd scored from this, it would have been a very, very tight VAR call. Maybe just on side, but Schmeichel very quick off his line. Like I say, it's like half chances at the moment. So none of those. The subs are about to be made. So Perez is coming on. Trying to find out who's coming off. Still can't see. So they are making some changes. Rodgers is pushing.
City 2-on-1. City 2-on-1. Sterling through on goal. Oh, he's put it wide.
Oh, Sterling, come on.
The Norwich defenders get back in time. The Norwich defenders get back in time. Would have been a Jesus to Sterling at one point in that attack. It was those two guys against. Oh, who is it? Just the fullback. I think it was 2-on-1. But Norwich flooding back. This was coming from a Norwich corner, by the way. That's why there was any Norwich players up the pitch. But yeah, they probably should have done better with that, Sterling.
Who was that with the size, Toby?
That was Lucas with a really good chance, actually. Ben Davies has just floated the ball across. Lucas with a volley about 12 yards out has put it wide. Spurs actually started the second half really poorly. West Ham Palace probably good value for their goal. But yeah, good chance for Lucas there. Just a sub made as well. Bergwijn has come on for Lo Celso. Probably not a huge one for FPL returns, but yeah, it is what it is.
In terms of the Leicester sub, it was Perez. It looks like just a straight. They might change formation, but it was Iheanacho that came off. So it could be Perez up front, maybe with Vardy. And they've just put a stat up on screen to say that in terms of goals from substitutes, Leicester are second this season with 7, just behind Man City with 8. So potentially good from our. Oh, come on, Nico Williams. Come on. Nico Williams for Van Dijk.
I'm way behind, guys, so don't wait for me to commentate.
We'll come to Lee in a sec. Chelsea are playing such good football. Knocking
Brighton have got another one.
Really well.
No, they haven't.
That's right, I meant Burnley, not Brighton. Burnley have equalised.
Oh, Burnley.
It's Origi, apparently.
Equalising against Brighton. And the Liverpool goal is Origi, confirmed. 59th minute, Origi. If you did see some of the early team news, I wonder if many FPL managers thought they might have a little punt on Origi. Of course, when they knew he was starting. We'll come to that Liverpool goal when
yeah, still not in, guys. You'll see me when it goes in.
So Robertson assist, according to someone in the chat. I don't know. Oh, Jamie Vardy has just hit the bar.
No way!
He's just hit the bar. Let me see it again. So free kicks coming in. I think that's Tielemans maybe. Oh, it's a
not from there, Divock. Not from there, Divock. Oh, Divock Origi, beauty! What a beauty! It is in fact a Robertson assist, but it's a bit like the Kyle Walker assist. He's literally, it's an assist in name only because Divock Origi has picked it up. It's not as good as Kevin De Bruyne's, don't get me wrong, but he does do very, very well to finish it from more or less the same sort of position that Kevin De Bruyne scored in the game at the Etihad. 2-1 Liverpool. Really nice goal, Divock Origi.
It's a J-Rod goal for Burnley, by the way.
It's J-Rod who I actually tipped when we were talking last night, Tobes. J-Rod. Fancy him this game week. Wolves coming down on goal. It's Jota with a shot from 18 yards. Good save by Caballero. Kind of going down the throat. It's a comfortable save. But you know, it's one that Kepa might make a howler of. Back to the Vardy effort. Squeaky bum time at the King of Power, Andy.
The free kick comes in. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's in between the 6. It's probably about 12 yards out, but not straight on goal. He's basically looped a header, and it's hit kind of it's either post or crossbar. It's so close to both. It's like really in the corner of the goal. And I think David De Gea is leaving it for a goal kick. It's like looped over. So yeah, nothing's come of it. But
Burnley goal was disallowed, by the way.
Yeah.
I've got to tell you about, chaps, a treble substitution that Liverpool are about to make in the 60th minute. Here's 3 players to bring on for your FPL team. Salah, Mane, and Firmino all coming on for Liverpool in a triple substitution. Nice. Has there been ever a better treble substitution than that in the history of football? I don't think so. Origi having scored, probably going to be one of the guys to come off. I'd expect Minamino as well, and probably Ox, to be honest with you, unless he brings Milner off and puts Ox in the middle. Let's see. But the 3 big guns about to come on.
Guys, triple sub at Wolves. Doherty is off before the 60th minute. 58th minute, triple sub. Doherty, Neves, Gianni all off. Matinho, Podence and Vinagre on. So Doherty will have got his 1.5 appearance, -1 for the 2 goals. So it's a
Great.
0-point game
Cheers,
week
Doherty.
for both Johnny and Doherty. And yeah, massive news for the current world number 1 with his Salah triple captaincy, knowing Salah's just come back.
Palace just hit the bar.
Oh, squeaky bum time at Palace as well.
Yeah, it was a weird one. It was like a cross. It wasn't like a shot. The guy just crossed it in from absolutely nowhere, and it's just looks like it was floating out. I think Lloris has kind of misjudged it, and it just clipped the angle and come back into play. But no harm done.
That is going to, by the way, that is going to be big for Salah, because obviously if he does score, given that none of the big hitters have really gone massive, not that are well owned anyway. Like Aubameyang's done well, but he's not massively owned in the top kind of number 1 place. So I'm just looking here. Currently, I think the number 3, Too Good FPL, who's on the Scoutcast this week, I think he's currently actually number 1 now, because he's got Aubameyang and De Bruyne captain. But obviously the world number 1's got Salah triple captain. So the last, what is it, like 30 minutes, if that, could be huge. And the world number 2 has got Salah coming on as well. And yeah, De Bruyne and Kane captain. So if Kane can get another one, that will make it interesting. So it's very, very tight at the top at the moment. But I think currently the number 3 before the game week started is currently number 1, I think. Just about. Magnus Carlsen's having a nightmare.
Checkmate.
Guys, I'm going to stop talking about it unless he scores. But I just want to. I don't want this to become the Mason Mount show or sound like a biased Chelsea fan. But watch Match of the Day tonight. Mason Mount, and this is in everyone's interest. Anyone that supports England, this is of interest. The guy's going to be a worldie. And for those that think that just because we're spending money, you won't get in the 11, he's Frank's boy. He'll always get in the 11. We'll find a position for him.
Just one thing on that, though, to be fair, and I kind of sometimes say this for Man United, why are we bringing in this player because we've got this one? But if you think how Man City do it, they just have multiple options in each position. Like squad depth is so important these days that, yes, okay, he might not play as many minutes, but he's going to play still a key part, you'd think.
Gabriel Jesus, post. Oh, could do with a goal there. Massively. Lee?
Gabriel Jesus post. I didn't see that. I must have been watching the Liverpool game. There was one that I think it was Kyle Walker flashed across the box and Jesus caught on his heels a little bit. Probably should have been anticipating it a bit better. But if he did hit the post, I've missed it. Feel a bit like, what's his face on Soccer Saturday? Feel a bit like
Kamara. Someone's just said in the chat, and I've just confirmed it's correct. I mean, it's as it stands. There's still 25 minutes to go, of course. But Brandon Williams, 3.8 million, is on for 3 bonus points, and he's quite far ahead of the rest as well. He's 4 points ahead of Wan-Bissaka, who's in second, who's then another 3 points ahead of Evans. So obviously, a Leicester goal stops all that, but he has been getting really far forward as he does. So yeah, probably quite a few chances and tackles and stuff. So yeah, if you got him in and played him this week, looking like gold right now.
Oh, Raul Jimenez was through on goal. It was sort of a 50-50 bit of a foot race again between him and Zuma. Zuma just edged it, playing really well, Kurt Zuma. And Jimenez looks off the pace. He's got a real shiner, by the way. Jimenez, the bloke that Elmoed Rudiger at half time, but has a black eye of his own from earlier in the game. I don't know if you remember, I said he was down for 3 or 4 minutes, challenged with Alonso. But yeah, Jimenez looks off the pace. No, he's very highly owned. Was through on goal there, but just lost out for pace. Looks like the Jesus came really close, and it was KDB that was robbed of the assist for that. If Jesus had scored, Lee, I don't know if you've seen it. So.
Yeah, I've seen the replay now. Yes, it did come off the post. It was off Zimmerman, I think, onto the post. It was a bit of a random one, but it would have been a KDB assist. City coming forward again now. Or KDB's robbed it back, lays it. Oh, okay, so yeah, again, KDB busy today. Probably should have more points. Just again looking to try and get an assist. Would you believe? For David Silva there, won it back in the box after losing it. Corner for City now. KDB on corners, interestingly. Oh, Riyad Mahrez, what a hit! Unlucky son. KDB floating it to the back stick. No one picking up Riyad Mahrez, which is a big mistake from the corners. Just gets a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, it's a nice hit because he tries to just guide it in, but just gets a little bit under. It's a very hard. It would have been an amazing goal if he'd scored. But City just, ramping it up a little bit. Yeah, that replay has come in. Would not have been a Jesus off the post. It was off Zimmerman. I think it would have been a Zimmerman own goal, but it would have been a KDB assist. So yeah, again, still just.
Salah's just hit the post apparently already. Only been on a few minutes, hasn't he? And he's just hit the post apparently. Yeah, I've just seen it in the chat there.
Just
first touch apparently.
Salah. Wow. Oh yeah, Salah off the post. Unbelievable.
I think, by the way, I think everyone wants De Bruyne to get that assist. By the way, even like non-Man City fans, he's such a good player. You kind of want him to have that record. Not necessarily. Don't care if he beats someone really, but it'd be nice for him to have, joint first. So obviously still looking for it today.
I agree. Yeah, I think you do want the second best player in the league to get something out of this season. Absolutely.
Oh, absolute
wow.
howler.
No, hang on. We need to go back to that in a minute.
We'll come back to it. There's been a howler by Hugo Lloris, the man that pulls out worldie after worldie, but howler after howler. I think we can all agree. Joel Ward didn't mean it apparently, but it's crossed from the right, strikes the post. The Frenchman
it's not a howler. It's nowhere near a howler.
Oh, United pen.
United have got a penalty.
No!
Martial has been fouled, I think. It's Bruce taking. I'm not going to be able to see it for freaking another 10 minutes.
Big.
Oh, wow. It's Martial's been brought down.
Yeah, Martial has been brought down. Who's going to take it? Rashford.
Will it be a VAR check or is it nailed? Is it nailed?
I don't know.
It's a penalty and it's Man United. Of course it's nailed.
Oh, Lord. Harry Kane goal as well.
Oh,
again, you're
Harry
serious?
Kane, get in.
Wow, what?
I haven't seen there's no Harry Kane goal as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
Not hearing much noise from next door. I'd be surprised if there's a Harry Kane goal.
Yeah, no, we're at a drinks break.
Okay.
Watford have scored 3-2 Arsenal.
Oh, it's getting tight.
This
is why we love it, isn't it? That's why we love it.
Looks like someone's saying in the chat. Looks like Pogba wants it. The Pogba cannot take a penalty.
Get off Pogba.
This is why you need a penalty taker designated.
The pen's been VAR.
Oh, it sounds like it's been. Some people are saying he got a touch. I'm looking at it now. So Martial's through on goal. It's Johnny Evans that goes for the tackle. That's never a touch. That is never. That's not disallowed. Surely, if he's got a touch on that is the most minor touch. And he's just completely taken Martial out. Two of them are taking Martial out. There is no way that cannot be given.
Looks like Bruno's gonna be on it. Bruno's taken over.
Well, good, because this is what should happen. Bruno. They should have one taker. This passing it around is rubbish.
Penalty stands.
Yeah, definitely.
New record, by the way,
wait till you see
New
that.
Record. 14 penalties in a Premier League season for Man
Come on,
United.
Bruno. Come on, Bruno.
Welbeck with the goal, by the way, for Watford.
100% penalty.
Welbeck.
Dan, as it stands, you're 2 ahead of me in the mini league.
2.
Oh, don't. My heart. And Jesus just hit the post.
I need a wife.
Bruno looks like Bruno may have just scored.
No,
according to someone in the chat.
No, hang on. Hang on.
Go. It's gone in.
I wish I was watching it in real time. This is so frustrating.
Yeah, I think we've had a goal. I think we've had a Bruno goal.
There's still VAR in it on Andy's feed.
No. I mean, it doesn't matter if the VAR. It's definite penalty. Wait till you see it. 100%.
Goal.
Come on, Bruno.
Huge. That is huge for Manchester United.
Andy, let us know how he takes it. Interested to know if he goes for the skip or not, knowing it's
I'm watching it now.
Give
me 10 minutes and he'll start taking it. It's coming. That's by the way, that means, so as it stands, we've got a Maguire clean sheet, a Martial assist, and a Bruno goal, as all the free hitters are taking them out. Happy days with that.
Yeah, true enough. Okay. Fernandes out was popular, I think, amongst free hitters.
Yeah, he dropped in value.
But this is the thing, though. This is the thing. When you're on penalties, you can just rack up an easy score so quickly, especially when you're a Man United penalty taker. So he's all the way back on the 18-yard bar. Let's see if he does the skip. Yeah, he's done a bit. Yeah, he did it. He waited for him to go down. He went left and he shot.
Toby, looks like Southampton has scored. Let us know if you see the goal scorer.
Yeah, I think
thinking of Danny Ings' interest for that golden boot.
Got to be Danny Ings. They can't have 2 goals in it, not have Danny Ings on it. Got to be.
Shea Adams again.
No, come on.
With the brace. 2-1 Southampton Sheffield United. Shea Adams.
He's only 38 game weeks late. I think I had him in my first draft, game week 1. Shea Adams. Jeez.
Impressive season in the Championship, didn't he, at Birmingham? So loads of us did like him pre-season. Maybe it'll be one to watch next season. Who knows? No. Southampton always play with the front 2. It looks like it was the Kyle Walker-Peters with the assist rather than Danny Ings. So
really good at Southampton.
He has. He's looked really good. Have they bought him, Tobes? Is he a loan deal?
No, it's only a loan deal, but I fully expect him to be involved in a deal that sees Højbjerg come to Spurs. I think he'll be used as a bit of a swap and maybe some money involved. I don't think Mourinho rates him.
Guys, back to the United-Leicester game. Toby and I actually ran a competition on our Twitter page last night at FPL Diary we'll be giving away a book when United get a penalty if you correctly guess the minute, because we just knew they would get a penalty today.
It was when they get a penalty, not if they get a penalty.
Can I just say, by the way, look, when you see that is 100% a penalty. 2 players take Martial out. Not 1, 2 players. There is no debate to be had. That's 100% a penalty. When you've got players like Martial, that's what happens.
Guys, little shout out going back to that. The prize was to win a book. And speaking of books, we've got now a nice little summer break before the. I'm getting distracted by the chat. Got a nice summer break. Get your reading in, get your research in ready for next season. There are 2 books you have to buy. Firstly, we have Wasting Your Wildcard, which is co-written by the Scout. That's on Amazon. Google it, find it. All about brilliant FPL stories from around the fantasy world. Have you? Yeah, a great read. I read it on my honeymoon. My wife somehow let me get away with that. And then the book that both Toby and I have written, which is all about unlocking the secrets to a top 1% finish, of which Toby and I have loads of them. So yeah, Google them, both on Amazon. Check out our social media for links. So yeah, there's our little shopping TV section. Back on with the action. No goals in that couple of minutes. We are seeing such a high scoring game week 38.
As always, right?
Salah's in here. I'd imagine if he scores, then I would know about it by now. No, yeah, good block. Good block by Fernandes out for a corner, but Salah through there.
The only game with no goals is West Ham Villa, and it does keep Villa in the Premier League as it stands. Going down would be Bournemouth, despite them winning. Solanke getting the winning goal for them currently. Bournemouth, Watford and Norwich go down. As it stands, Leicester, of course, are in 5th. United leapfrog Chelsea into 3rd, and Tottenham would be in 6th, I believe.
United cannot finish this season 3rd, can they? Can they? Goodness me.
Definitely.
If Vardy, this penalty comes from Vardy hit the bar. 2 minutes before that penalty. That could have been a very different looking game, couldn't it?
It could have, but it didn't happen. I mean, the header was a bit of a weird one. It was a looping one. It wasn't like a tough one to save necessarily. You just thought it was going out. So De Gea's left it. So you could have put it down as another mistake. But yeah, drinks breaks happen now. Man United back on top here. And this could be good. Like obviously it's great for the Premier League going 1-0 up, but Leicester are going to have to go for it now. They've got no other choice. So that could leave space in behind. So if you've kept your Man United attackers, not only do you have a couple of points now, but you've got a chance for more, I would say. So it depends how nervy they get now. But the thing is, a draw's fine as well for us. So Leicester have to score 2 to get Champions League as it stands. So I'm not sure. I hope that wouldn't happen anyway. But we need to go back to. I think you both missed Lee's little quip about De Bruyne being the second best player in the league. I wasn't happy about that. There's no way Henderson's winning that over Kevin De Bruyne. I think everyone missed it.
Fair point.
That's a whole nother video, Andy. We could do that. True, you and I in the break. We'll have that conversation.
Guys, Karen Carney on score is really bigging up Fernandes. I don't know if it's just because he scored the pen, but apparently he has been really good today. And I was a bit worried about Bruno, thinking he looked a little bit tired, didn't he, Andy? The last few games, he looked a little bit leggy maybe, but it looks like he's been pretty good today. Yeah,
he's not been bad. I think we had a bit of a longer rest. Like obviously Chelsea got handed the FA Cup by giving extra 48 hours rest that we didn't get. So I think that's about the only reason they won that. And then we had a bit more rest for this week. So yeah, that's probably helped a bit. I wouldn't say he's been out of this world. I wouldn't say either team's been that great so far. But yeah, he's just doing what he does, picking up penalties. That's all you need, really.
Guys, little update on the bottom of the table, because we kind of forgot in that United goal that Watford Welbeck has scored. It's now 3-2. Arsenal 3, Watford 2, remember. If Watford get another goal and take it to 3-3, they'd be level on points with Aston Villa on 35 goals. Villa's goal difference would be minus 26 as it stands. Watford's would be minus 27 as it stands. So Villa would still be staying up by 1 goal on goal difference. If, of course, Watford can get that equaliser in the Villa game.
Ben Foster at a corner.
But likewise, yeah, exactly. Bournemouth are still in the mix as well. But for Bournemouth to stay up, they need a Villa defeat. Slightly better goal difference than Watford Bournemouth, but they need West Ham to score. And of course, in that West Ham game, who came off at half time? It was your boy. Your boy that's been getting all sorts of points. So Antonio off for Allaire maybe makes West Ham not quite as dangerous as we thought they'd be.
Just reading, Greenwood's been subbed. I'm going to be too far behind, but they're saying it in the chat. Greenwood's been subbed and Lingard is coming on. So anyone that's still got Greenwood is going to be not another blank because he scored last week, but not great. But then he's cheap, isn't he? So he's enabling elsewhere. Yeah, I'm just seeing a sub now. Jesse Lingard coming on. So that's the first sub. I mean, I'm not expecting too many subs. Yeah, Jesse Lingard coming on. 76 minute.
Oh, okay, guys. Pulisic has just gone down for Chelsea, right on the edge of the area. I think it's going to be a free kick. Of course, Pulisic, who has been captained by the GOAT of FPL.
How's he been today?
Suthers. Okay, Connor Cody comes in with the foot, and it's definitely a free kick. It's about half a yard outside the box. It's going to be a dangerous free kick. Alonso will be over it. It's not a shooting chance. It's a whipped in, probably far post cross that we often see. How's he been today, Tobes?
Yeah, not heard you mention him much.
Yeah, he's not. To be honest, it's all been Mount in terms of the attacking third. So I couldn't tell you. I've obviously had my eye on the Chelsea game. Pulisic looks like he's been slightly quieter than normal. Mason Mount has absolutely lost it.
Just to be clear, Gianni, do you rate Mount, or is he 50-50 or?
Massive
He's
chance
all right.
away.
Yeah, he's all right.
Oh, Alonso, what you doing? Alonso's gone for. I said it wasn't a shooting chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alonso went for.
It was a shooting chance.
Alonso
It is for
thought
him.
it was. It's literally Rose Ed. What are you doing, mate? Or maybe it did take a nick and it's gone out for a corner. Massive chance, by the way, for Callum Wilson at Everton, Bournemouth. Yeah, he dithers on the ball too long. Apparently, he's middle of the box.
Oh no, Son's coming off. That's not good news for me.
Oh, it sucks. I got him as
confirmed,
well.
Tobes.
Yeah, he's Dele Alli's come on.
So frustrating.
Sissoko's done a hammy as well. Gianni, this is massive in the mini league. You've won it unless Leicester or Wolves get a goal. I need your clean sheets wiped out, or you've won it by 2 points.
Oh, he's in, and that is a goal for
Sterling, come on, Sterling.
Raheem Sterling.
Hey.
Come
Lovely
on.
finish from Raheem Sterling. Very good. Gets his goal. Absolutely deserves it. Listen, they've been absolutely all over Norwich the second half. Norwich just look as if they've just been defending so hard all game that it looks like this could be a David Silva assist, by the way. Oh, no.
It's KDB.
It's KDB. Kevin De Bruyne gets the assist and breaks, or I think, does he equal or break Thierry Henry's record?
Equaled on 20.
Yeah.
Absolutely an assist for KDB. Lovely finish from Raheem. And listen, they've deserved it. I mean, I feel for Norwich a little bit, because they've just literally been damage limitation. They've been trying not to get embarrassed all day. And 3-0, they haven't been. But I'd love to know what City's XG is for this game. Seriously, they've been absolutely all over them.
Guys, Watford. Remember, this is Arsenal 3, Watford 2. It's really good work from Ismail Sarr. Danny Welbeck with the back heel, but it's saved by Martinez. It's still 3-2. Watford need this goal. Sorry, Lee, back to you for the City goal. So it was a KDB assist, yeah?
KDB assist, Sterling goal, which for me is absolutely perfect as a Sterling captain and a KDB owner, so I'll absolutely take that. 12 minutes or so to go. Wouldn't back against City, getting maybe a couple more, to be honest.
Guys, this is massive, by the way. Going back to our little mini league with Toby, many of you watching won't have an interest in that, so we're not going to spend too long there.
You're one ahead.
It could be massive.
You're one ahead.
There's a lot of money to be won, and also so much pride.
There's a point in it because Martinez has just let in 2, so he's dropped another point. So if Pope gets me a couple of save points here, it's back level. Oh,
which players are we looking out for, Toby? Which players are going to make the difference?
So Son's just gone off for me. The only thing I've got is for Gianni's clean sheets to get wiped out. He's got Maguire, and I think he's got Alonso.
And I've got Jesus.
Jesus
okay.
on the pitch, obviously.
Can I just really quick, right at the top of for number 1, it looks like Too Good. I don't know if anyone follows him. Too Good FPL on Twitter. Alexander, like I say, he was on a Scoutcast this week. As it stands, he's winning it. I haven't checked all. I haven't checked all the teams behind just to see if anyone's got a crazy score, but I don't think they have. So the Sterling goal hasn't made too much difference because obviously Salah's come on. So number 1, Chris, has got Salah now triple captain. So he needs something big from Salah.
Oh, Mahrez! Oh,
Mahrez! Come on, I really need that goal.
Sorry, Andy. Mahrez, good save from Krul.
So basically,
also, guys, just before we go to Andy, Pulisic nearly sticks it in the top corner. Giroud lays it off. Pulisic with the sort of whipped curling effort, but just sails over. Tammy Abraham is about to come on. Guessing for Giroud. Sorry, Andy, back to you about the top of the league.
Yeah, I try and keep it brief. So before this started, number 2 was 2 points behind, and number 3 was 9 points behind. But number 3 in the world is now 27 or 25 points ahead of both of them because he's got De Bruyne captain, who's got a goal and an assist, and Sterling. And this is where it gets big. He's got Aubameyang, and he kept Martial and Fernandes, who both got points, whereas the other 2 have only got one. One's got Fernandes, one's got Martial, basically. Captain Kane for 1 and triple captain Salah. So the captaincy's killing it as well.
Guys, we've had a goal at City as well. We've had a goal at City by the looks of... No, we haven't. Sorry.
Stanislas has scored. Stanislas has scored for Bournemouth.
They're doing everything. So that's Bournemouth a 3-1 up.
They're doing their bit.
Apparently, guys, it was a Pickford howler. Brilliant.
Again.
What a shock.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Pulisic is off, guys. It's Hudson-Odoi on. Giroud is also off for Tammy Abraham. So Chelsea's front three is Tammy, Hudson-Odoi, and Mount. So those of you that have invested in Pulisic, he'll be going off with his clean sheet point, but 3 points. So not a great return. The assist for the Bournemouth goal, by the way, came from Josh King, who also scored the penalty earlier as well. So he'll be in amongst a double-digit haul as well. So
we could have
the wire, isn't it?
So just to finish up on Andy's point, we could have a member of the FPL Twitter community winning FPL this year at Too Good FPL. Alexander, who's on the Scoutcast,
yeah. I think I haven't got a spreadsheet.
That would be insane.
Yeah, sorry, I haven't got a spreadsheet to work the whole thing out, but yeah, I mean it's quite clear as it stands right now. Because I think Magnus has got Salah captain as well. I'm just looking at some of the people behind. 36-55.
Mahrez, next for City. Mahrez.
Yes, come on, Mahrez.
Who got the assist?
That is a. Would you believe
Southampton
it is
Sterling.
Kevin De Bruyne assist.
Record.
He is now the record holder for the amount of assists in a Premier League season. But Mahrez, all you Mahrez owners at
Southampton
the
have got a penalty.
No sweat.
That'll be Danny Ings.
He scored the penalty.
Scored it. He scored it.
Yes, Danny Ings. This is such a good week so far.
What does that do for the Golden Boot race?
He's 2 behind, isn't he? He's 2 behind.
Is he 2 behind?
1 or 2.
So
he's
level on with Aubameyang then. 1 behind.
22 for Aubameyang, 22 for Ings, 23 for Jamie Vardy. All to play for. 10 minutes to go. That's a lovely finish by Mahrez, by the way. Whips it in the corner. It's a beauty. Absolute beauty. I think it's a Kevin De Bruyne assist. I don't know whether it's... Maybe comes off a defender. I don't know. But listen, we need to stop and just be upstanding for David Silva. David Silva being substituted off. What a player. He's getting a hug from literally every City player. Even some of the Norwich players are giving him a bit of a round of applause. He's coming off for his namesake, Bernardo Silva. But there goes one of the greatest players, in my opinion, to grace the Premier League. What a guy. What a player. No FPL points today, sadly, for his owners. But listen, don't worry about that. There goes a legend. He'll be sorely missed.
Big shout out to me who said Mahrez was a better option this week. Nothing to do with that 45.
Shout out to me. Love that.
I had to get that dig in.
Any action on the Liverpool bench for Trent? Because Trent staying on the bench affects a lot of substitutions. Toby, for example, you've got him and you'll have someone coming in.
Yeah, but so will you, won't you?
No, I've got no bench players that are actually playing.
Okay. But then Lamptey's not really setting the world alight, to be fair.
So you've come to me at a very opportune moment, Gianni, because Trent, absolutely in his tracksuit, no chance of him coming on whatsoever. But Nico Williams just gone down with what looks like a bit of cramp. But it looks like it's actually Curtis Jones that's coming on for him. So I don't know where we're going to reshuffle. I don't know. Maybe Milner drops back or something. I don't know. But it doesn't look to me, if Nico Williams is going to go off and he's not going to bring Trent on for him, Trent ain't coming on for anybody.
Trent is on,
having said that, Trent is just warming up. Trent is there you go. So Curtis Jones is coming on anyway. And I was thinking, how does that reshuffle? Can't work that out. But Trent is coming on. Yes, looks as if Nico Williams is off with a bit of I'd say an injury. It looks like cramp, but Trent is on.
Guys, if you saw me just jump out my skin, some weird insects just landed on my laptop. That would be hilarious. What was I going to report on? Something just happened that was interesting. Damn. Okay.
Interestingly enough, guys.
Villa have scored.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's Jack Grealish.
No.
Jack Grealish. Fair play. Fair play. If ever there's a one-club man this season, Grealish deserves that.
Goal, that is absolutely enormous goal for Villa.
Yeah, that would send Watford and Bournemouth down, that goal.
That is huge goal.
Yeah, that is absolutely massive. By the way, guys, FPL have tweeted that Mahrez goal, no assist was given.
Yes, I just saw that. Yeah, just saw that.
Excellent.
At
the time, I was just thinking that it did come off a defender maybe than Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne is absolutely in there, putting pressure on the defender, but it comes off the defender's heel towards Mahrez. So yeah, I can see why that's been chalked off.
Lee, could it be one of those where we see an appeal? Like, do you remember Cesc Fabregas appealed one and he got it, or did it definitely not come off KDB?
Nah, it's one of those where without KDB being there, the goal doesn't happen. So he's made that goal happen, but it hasn't come off his boot to go to Mahrez. So I don't think that's going to be given. But listen, KDB still had an amazing game and has been probably man of the match, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Guys, we'll be keeping update with bonus points as well. So we'll bring you them at the 90th minute whistle. Of course, they're always subject to change. Then
So is that Villa staying up with that Grealish goal?
Yeah, Villa would stay up. Do you know what? Even at the moment, even if West Ham score, Villa are still staying up.
That was written, wasn't it? That was the narrative. Grealish, homeboy, Villa boy, had to keep them up. My missus actually bought him in this week. She funded the move to get Sterling captain, so shout out to her. She's currently messaging me.
1-1, West Ham have equalised.
Oh, no way.
Oh, you're kidding.
Wow, that was quick.
West Ham 1-1.
Okay, so Villa are still safe, but this is gonna be desperate times. One who got the goal for West Ham, of course, Antonio is not on the pitch. For those of you hoping he is. He went off with 0 points at half time. Toby, any action at Tottenham?
No, not really. Spurs have been really poor this second half. Yeah, I mean, Palace haven't been particularly good, I wouldn't say. It's just kind of looked a little bit like Spurs.
Yarmolenko with the West Ham goal. Carry on, Tobes.
Okay, yeah, it's looked like Spurs kind of 4 or 5 weeks ago. Very slow, no tempo to it. Haven't really carved out any chances. And yeah, I'd say Palace have probably edged the second half. 1-1 is probably a fair reflection of the game that has unfolded.
Guys, Chelsea making a couple of subs. Pedro is coming on for Mount, and Loftus-Cheek looks like he's coming on. This will be Pedro's farewell, by the way. I know we're saying farewell to David Silva, an absolute Premier League legend, and Pedro is not of that ilk, but he's been good for the Premier League, Pedro. So yeah, it looks like he'll be off. I think he's out of contract. Of course, Southampton 3, Sheffield United 1, just confirming that Danny Ings goal from before that we were caught up in a melee of goals and action. But Ings, for those of you that are invested in him there, you're probably going to be on for bonus points too. Looking pretty useful. Andy, do you
By the way,
Ings?
I do, yeah. And I was just checking then to see if the Premier League site was updating goals. They are. So Aubameyang and Danny Ings now just 1 goal behind Vardy for the Golden Boot. So if Ings can get it, obviously that would be huge for Southampton. Big for Aubameyang.
3-1 Liverpool.
Oh, who's got the goal for Liverpool?
Nico Williams.
A Salah
He's gone
goal.
off, Andy.
Oh, is he? Oh, whatever.
A Salah goal would be massive for the top of the table, though, wouldn't it, Andy?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
I'm behind, so I'll let you know as things happen. But
are you sure? The chat's not saying anything. They're usually
spraying a ball.
Yeah, Liverpool goal. Oh, it looks
season.
like it might be Mane.
Yeah, it's Mane. Mane 89.
Let's see. Yeah, still behind.
Van Dijk assist, maybe?
Come on, Salah assist. Well, maybe.
That's classic Mane. Salah's the one that everyone goes for. Any else? Like on any day, any game week, obviously Mane can do well.
Oh, Kevin De Bruyne! What another fuss! This guy.
He hasn't scored again.
He's scored again, Kevin De Bruyne.
For
Absolutely incredible goal. I'm just pausing because I want to see this Mane goal. Because if Mane picks it up from here and belts it in, oh goodness me! What a goal, Sadio Mane! That is an absolute beauty. But from an FPL perspective, we need to go back to this goal. It's a Riyad Mahrez assist by the looks of it, Andy. And it's Kevin De Bruyne just picks it up inside the box, curls it just in off the post. It's an absolute beauty. Riyad Mahrez's shot actually comes off a defender and deflects to Kevin De Bruyne. So I actually don't know whether that's going to be an assist or not. It should be because he's made the goal. But De Bruyne at the double. If you've captained Kevin De Bruyne this week, get in the chat and get those emojis going because it is your game week.
Transferred him out, like, there's such a killer. For Sterling, he hasn't done bad, but yeah, getting rid of De Bruyne and not looking good right now.
This will affect Jesus' bonus points as well if Mahrez gets the assist. It looks like KDB will be on for 3, I guess.
It looks like he's got it.
As it stands, Gianni, with no bonus points added yet, we are level.
Wow. But I'm guessing Alonso will be on for 3 bonus, will he?
Alonso's on for 2, Mount's on for 3 by quite a long way.
My boy.
So really, yeah, it's got to be a Leicester or a Wolves goal to win me the mini league.
Andy, you'll know the answer to this straight away. I should know the answer. Do point hits come off straight away or at the end? Because I've taken an 8-point hit this week.
They come off straight away, don't they? I think.
I think so.
I think whatever the scores in the leagues are already include the minus points.
Yeah. But you've got 17 more than me as it stands anyway, which is what the gap is. So yeah, it's.
How much is KDB going to be next year, guys, in FPL?
12 or whatever. I think whatever Salah or Mane are exactly the same or 0.5 less. I think it has to be. I think especially with penalties as well. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he loses them to Aguero or something, but I doubt it because he's been so clinical on them. So. Yeah, I think 12 and a half has to be.
If he's 12 though, Andy, that makes Henderson probably 12-5, 13.
Yeah, something like that. Imagine how good Man City. I saw someone tweet. Imagine how good Man City would be if De Bruyne was as good as Henderson.
How long is left at the King Power? Because it must be 90th minute here.
So on my screen, It's 91 and 30 seconds, and there's five minutes of added time. Schmeichel's gone out for a corner, I'm seeing in the chat. But remember, for non-FPL purposes, Leicester still need 2 goals to get Champions League. Brandon Williams just been booked as well.
Guys, the Yarmolenko goal, by the way, was a Rice assist. We're still waiting to find out if that goal from KDB was a Mahrez assist or not. There's people in the chat saying, yeah, it was. Okay.
Yeah, Mahrez given that.
Wow.
Legend. I'm happy about that, Mahrez.
So
Mahrez deserved points.
9 points for Mahrez, right? If you're sweating on him starting and saw that team sheet, 9 pointer for Mahrez off the bench. Lovely stuff.
He's climbing up the bonus as well. If he gets another return, if he gets a goal, he could get 2 or 3 bonus. Leicester got a free kick from the right side of the box. I'm assuming it hasn't gone in because no one's going nuts. Is Schmeichel? Oh yeah, Schmeichel's up for it. See what happens. Oh, that's a foul on Maguire, surely. Yeah, foul on Maguire.
And is Jesus in for the bonus?
He's currently on 2.
Is he? Okay.
Yes, De Bruyne, obviously, De Bruyne by a mile. Jesus...
All over at City.
By the way, Jesus on 42 bonus points for 1 goal is pretty insane. Kyle Walker, who's got a clean sheet and an assist, is only on 40. Obviously, Jesus could lose some points. But Jesus scored the first goal as well, right? So he's got winning bonus.
It's the winning goal, isn't it?
Yeah. And so it's going to be those
added
3.
at the end. Yeah. The winning goal's added about, 10, 15 minutes later, usually?
Yeah, so Jesus will get 1 or 2. It just depends whether Walker overtakes him. There's no way anyone else is going to climb enough to take any. So Jesus will get 1 or 2.
So
all over at the Etihad, Gianni, by the way, full time. Pretty much points all round, really. If you had Mahrez, he's got your points. Kevin De Bruyne is obviously the one to have. Silva, I guess David Silva is the only disappointment. But listen, he was the cheaper of the options there in midfield. So 5-0 City. It kind of was the bastion we were expecting. It could have been worse, actually, for Norwich, to be honest with you. But yeah, game over, 5-0.
All over at Selhurst Park, it looks like Mourinho's won the World Cup, Tobes.
There's a red card. There's a red card to Leicester, I think. Who is? Oh, it's Johnny Evans. Johnny Evans. He's off.
His former club, Jevons.
Yeah, I've only just seen the card given, so I've not seen the tackle. Like on my screen, there's only a minute and a half left, so the game might actually already be over at this point. Someone's saying shocking.
No, the game's still going on.
Let me see it.
From City to United, and
that's bad. He goes in for one. Yeah, he goes in for one tackle on Lingard, then he goes in for another. Studs up into the ankle. Yeah, red card all day.
That's not good, actually. That's not
good.
So
as it stands, United, Chelsea are top 4. Just to confirm, Bournemouth are going out of the Premier League. They've been here for a long time. Anyhow, has done a great job, but looks like they just won't have enough. Villa will be safe, a point above Watford, who will also go down, but the games are still going, many of them. It's not done yet.
At Liverpool, full time at St James's Park, 3-1 Liverpool, 99 points, champions. What a season, boys. Well
done. There's 4 minutes added time at Stamford Bridge. We kicked off a bit later in the second half. So that clean sheet for Alonso, Tobes, could still go.
Yeah, it's looking unlikely though, isn't it? And I'm pretty sure you've won the mini league as it stands by probably 4 or 5 points.
Oh my word, that would be amazing. I can't celebrate yet till I even see it. Andy, you must be into the last minute.
Yeah, that happened in the 94th minute. So it's not. Yeah, I don't know if it's actually full time. I'm still watching. They're still treating McTominay. It was a pretty bad tackle. Man's head in his hands on the sidelines. Obviously, this is Leicester not getting top 4 when they were done so well all season. They've just been awful since restart. Not been helped with injuries, of course. Ricardo was already injured. Chilwell and Maddison, who I'm literally looking at now. It's gone past the 5 minutes added on, but I think it's game over.
96 minute on what I'm watching. It looks they're still going.
McTominay's all right at least.
Troy Deeney heads over close. Arsenal 3, Watford 2.
Would that make any difference at this point?
It wouldn't unless West Ham scored. 4 minutes added time between West Ham and Villa. Ederson, by the way, has won the Golden Glove. He made his 16th clean sheet, edging out Nick Pope today. The Golden Boot still looks like it's going to go to Vardy. Tammy Abraham's in here. Abraham's one-on-one. Oh, he's got Cody to beat. He's taking the shot on. Oh, down the middle to Patricio.
Scenes at West Ham, the Aston Villa players, Grealish, all looking around each other, see whether they've done enough, looking to hear what's going on in the other games.
Man United just keep ball here. They didn't even put anyone forward for the free kick. They just passed it and then passed it straight back to the free kick taker. There's no Maguire going up for headers at this point.
No, Chelsea are doing the same, Andy. They're trying to keep the ball. And if Tammy hadn't gone for goal, then we would have.
About to make a sub as well.
Hudson-Odoi and Pedro are on for that reason, to try and keep it wide, go to those corners. Alonso, for some reason, is still in the number 10 role. He's a left back. We're 2-0 up against Wolves. And Alonso's
Spurs in the Europa League. Spurs in Europa League, Toby. How you feeling?
Yeah, well, I feel a bit indifferent about it, to be honest with you. I was in a way kind of looking forward to not having.
There's an absolute cock up there. I'm sorry, Andy, to comment on your game, but yeah, Lingard has scored in the 97th minute.
Yeah.
Kasper Schmeichel's give him the ball.
Come on,
it's awful.
Champions League
Absolutely
confirmed.
awful.
No, it was already confirmed pretty much. I'm not, well, whatever. I'm not even going to bother trying to watch it. I can't keep up. Who got the assist? Marsh. I think Rashford just come off.
No, it should be a Kasper Schmeichel assist because he's literally just been tackled by the young man Lingard. What a young talent this kid is, superb. And Lingard just taps it into an empty net. It's 2-0 United, Champions League. Well done, Manchester United.
Is this just? I don't even know if Martial's still on the pitch. I think Rashford's definitely gone off. Igalo's come on, and so is Fosu Mensah, I think. So let me see now.
It's going to be full-time West Ham Villa. So Villa have got the draw that they think they probably need. So yeah, it looks like Watford is still going on.
Just see it. That is poor. Yeah, sorry, just seeing the goal. Sorry, someone reminded me. Do you remember seeing that guy on Twitter had the bet that Lingard wouldn't get a goal or assist all season? He had a bet, so he's just got it in the 97th and 97 minutes 40 seconds. Let me just see it now. So this is Thomas, I assume, the left back.
Chelsea full time.
Schmeichel. What's he? He could just boot that away. It's 97 minutes. They need a goal. Why is he not just booting that away?
It's a shocker.
He tries to turn inside and he's trying to fake shot, and Lingard's tackled him. That is so bad from Schmeichel. Really, really bad. Jesse Lingard, what a legend, putting this into Champions League.
The assist there, they've tweeted as none, right?
Definitely no assist. 100%.
Won't be an assist. Yeah. So Chelsea 2-0 finish, Gianni?
Chelsea 2-0 finish. Just seeing Mason Mount being given man of the match by Sky Sports. I think he's on for 3 bonus. The Arsenal-Watford game is still going. I think Leicester United is into the 8th minute of added time.
Yeah, they're done. It's full time at Leicester. Done, 2-0.
Okay, so that all but confirms that Bournemouth and Watford have been relegated unless Watford get 2 goals in the next minute. So yeah, Villa stay in the Premier League. Congrats to Villa fans. Congrats to Jack Grealish. Pleased he got the goal. How do you guys feel about that? Were you rooting for? I don't. Tobes, you got a bit of a soft spot for Villa. Lee and Andy, who did you want to survive today?
To be honest with you, I was kind of rooting for Watford a little bit. They're our local team here, where Sam and I live, so I was kind of rooting for them. But listen, it was so close, wasn't it? So close. And I liked Andy's comment earlier about the narrative, right? If anyone was going to skip the goal today that meant that Villa stayed up, it was going to be Jack Grealish. I mean, he's completely carried them all season, hasn't he, frankly? So, fair play. If you're a Villa fan, congratulations. Another year, I should say, in the Premier League. Fair play.
And the Golden Glove goes to Ederson. The Golden Boot goes to Jamie Vardy. So, yeah, all systems go. I'm exhausted, guys. How do you... It's nerve-wracking watching your team going for top 4, isn't it, Andy? I mean, I never felt like we had that game in the bag just because it's Chelsea and we often concede. Were your palms sweaty like mine?
For a part of the game, yeah, I think we did control it for a stage. Like we had 68% possession for a long time in the first half. But obviously, that looping goal, the looping header to hit the bar, that was a little bit of a worry. And Leicester were on top for quite a bit of the game. But there wasn't, for either side, there wasn't too many huge chances in that game. It probably went how a lot of people thought it would. Very cagey, just 1 goal in it. So yeah, I wasn't that worried. As soon as we got the goal, I think it was fine because Chelsea were 2-0 up. A draw would have still been good enough for us. So yeah, I think it was quite comfortable in the end. He says,
guys, we know bonus points so much can change, but I'm just going to take you through a couple of the games and their bonus points. Aubameyang in the Arsenal games on for 3, Sarr for 2, Tierney for 1. I'm going to skip through a couple of the games, just going to touch on Burnley to see if any of their defenders are amongst it, and they're not. Chelsea bonus will go to 3 to Mount, hopefully 2 to Alonso and 1 to Zuma. The Spurs game, for your Harry Kane owners, he looks like he's going to get 3 bonus.
Nice.
Your United game, it looks like 3 bonus is between Wan-Bissaka, Williams and Bruno. De Gea could be involved. And then the Man City game, De Bruyne's on for 3 clearly. And then 2 could go to Jesus and then 1 to Walker. Mahrez looks like he might just miss out. And then
19-pointer for KDB, by the way, today.
Wow, really? And that's before bonus, is it, Lee?
No, that's if he gets the 3 bonus, it's 16 plus 3, so 19-pointer.
Jeez. And then Origi's going to get 2 and Gale 1 in the Liverpool game. So Dwight Gale will get all 3. And then Southampton, Shea Adams will get 3. Ings will still get 2 bonus. Always getting points, Ings. And then West Ham, Aston Villa, the bonus will go to probably Jack Grealish, Gilbert or Yarmolenko. Those three all really close. So it's been an eventful one. Of course, bonus points are subject to change, usually confirmed anywhere between now and the next hour, right, Andy? Is that accurate?
No, it'd probably be less than an hour. I'd say about, well, it depends. Last day of the season, sometimes stuff takes a bit longer, but I reckon another 20 or 30 minutes probably be confirmed. Should say, it looks like Too Good FPL has won FPL. Chris McGowan, who was top, triple captain Salah for 1 point. Like, that is harsh. Played Antonio. The playing Antonio didn't really make a difference because his bench hasn't scored anything anyway. But captaincy's kind of let him down a bit. And obviously, no Kevin De Bruyne only scored 49 points. The guy in second has scored 55. So I think he will now go into second place. De Bruyne, but not captain. He captained Kane, who only got 6 points. Obviously, bonus aren't in. But Too Good FPL Alexander, 81 points. De Bruyne captain, which is huge. Bearing in mind he's still got 3 bonus points to come there as well. So that's gone up to 6. Martial, Fernandes, Sterling, and had Aubameyang as well. So kind of went for it. Benched Antonio as well. And had Edison in goal. So there you go. Clean sheet there too. So 81 points. It looks like he's won it. I just had a quick look back at all the teams behind him. No one had a monster score that would have been enough to go up. So unless there's someone really far back that's kind of like free hit 120, 30 team, it looks like he has won it. So congratulations to him.
Congrats.
On the Scoutcast this
Fair
week.
play. So it's by a decent gap then, you reckon, Andy? It will be sort of by 10, 15 points.
Yeah, I'm just so first place was 2 points ahead of second, who was then another set. So he was 7 points behind first going into this. No, not 7. Sorry, he was 9 points behind first going into this, and I think he's beat first place by about 25, probably 30 plus points actually. By the time bonus goes in, so it'll probably be about a 20-point gap, I reckon. I am doing this maths on the fly in my head, but I think it's about 20 points. Yeah.
That's what you want, though, isn't it? For a winner, you don't want someone winning by 1 point because you just feel like you feel for the person that comes second. But if you're clearly winning by sort of 10, 15 point gap, fair play.
Yeah, Kevin.
Fair play anyway.
Yeah, I mean, fair play to all
anyway.
of them, I guess. Finishing in the top 10k is still a huge achievement. But yeah, to come back on the last day, especially with De Bruyne captain, because it's not like, you know, if someone says they're going to captain De Bruyne captain, it's not really an out there shout. But the thing is, he knew, I guess, that everyone was going to go towards Sterling and co. Although, interestingly, none of the top 3 captain Sterling. It was Salah, Kane, and Kevin De Bruyne. So maybe that's a bit of overthinking. Maybe they're all trying to outthink each other, and none of them went Sterling in the end. How did you guys get on in the last week?
Tobes, give us an update because I haven't looked at our teams.
Yeah, so we're bang level until the bonus points go on. So you'll get 2 from Jesus, 2 from Alonso. So you will be winning it by 4.
Oh, amazing!
Yeah,
Fair play, mate. I'm glad it went to the wire.
Annoyingly, so if I'd done nothing, or if I'd actually looked at the early team news, then I would have won it easily because I had Martial that I took out for Salah, who got an assist. Yeah, I would have nailed it if I'd done nothing. Classic.
If buts and maybes, though, we've all had 50-50 calls.
No sympathy whatsoever there.
No.
Wow, yeah, eventful day in FPL. I'd made my transfers on the Thursday, and then I decided to, when I saw Trent wasn't playing, I decided to transfer him out for Alonso, which took me to an 8-point hit, and it was Alonso that will end up getting me 11 points this game week. So it kind of hinged on that also, which is a very lucky shout on my part because it was literally at 59 minutes, so 1 minute to the deadline, I went Trent out for Alonso. What about you guys? How did you get on?
So I'm at 63 at the minute, and then some bonus points to come. I expect De Bruyne will get some. Ings is going to get some. I think Jesus as well. So probably about 70 odd, which I think is enough for a green arrow in the final game week. Which in a game week where I knew that there'd be a lot of chips being played, and I haven't played a chip, I think I'll take that, and it'll probably put me somewhere in the 60 to 70 bracket in terms of overall rank. So not bad. I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm on 70 as it stands before bonus. So there'll be a few of my players up for bonus as well. But I took a 4-point hit, so I bought in Nico Williams, Van Dijk. Obviously, Van Dijk got the goal, so that was nice. All my Man United assets got points. Harry Maguire with 5, Martial 6, Fernandes 8 before bonus as well. So I think, again, not having played a free hit, I think I've done okay. It looks like I've just got live FPL to load, so I think I'm going up to about a 14k green arrow. My rank's pretty bad anyway, but at least it didn't end the season on a red. So Yeah, kind of happy about that. I did sell Kevin De Bruyne, which is frustrating. But if Salah had started, I probably would have kept De Bruyne, but not captained him. So it probably hasn't really. I would have captained Salah anyway. So yeah, it's probably evened out. I'm just happy that Mahrez outscored David Silva.
I'm trying to live FPL as well because I want to know if I've made the top 10k.
You'll be there a while, I think. It's being hammered. That's the first time I've got it to load all day. So yeah, I'd probably just have to. There's so many people trying to hit it at the moment.
Yeah, guys, what do we think to the free hit teams this week? Because there was a bit of a free hit. There wasn't a free hit template, but because Burnley conceded goals, Kane didn't smash it. We all had the City players. The free hit use this week probably has helped you a little bit, as it always does, but it's probably not set you apart from the rest, has it?
No, I think the fact that Martial and Fernandes were the two Man United players to be involved hasn't helped them because a lot of them would have taken out one or two. Obviously, Kane scored, but it's just one goal, so it's not a huge increase. If you went for Aubameyang, I suppose it's good. But yeah, I mean, there wasn't many clean sheets, to be fair, this week. So yeah, I don't know if the Burnley clean sheet's that massive, especially if you have Peters as well. By the way, I'd really quickly say, 2 good FPLs, not just one FPL. He's also won the fan team competition, which is €50,000. So he's won FPL and is 50 grand richer right now as it stands, which is absolutely insane.
What an effort.
I've heard they're launching a new fan team maybe today or tomorrow, which is going to be a huge prize pool. It's going to be mega money compared to that.
Yeah, it might be. I don't know. I'm sure we'll have an article up about it, but yeah, not seen it yet. But that is just absolutely insane.
That is fantastic. Fair play. Yeah, going back to the clean sheets, only 3 teams got them today. Chelsea got one, United got one, and City got one. They're the only 3 teams that got clean sheets. Guys, I just wondered if we could spend a minute or two just reflecting on the season, which of course we need our own show for. But in terms of one thing, I always try and finish the seasons and think, what have I learned? And one learning I've taken from this season is to try and avoid being too trigger happy. Give players a little bit more time. I don't know about you guys, but I've suffered from that. For example, a couple of weeks ago, I saw Rashford had blanked twice. And I went, Rashford, Greenwood's half the price, swap them. And I saw, Andy, you tweeted a lot about this. And then Rashford went on a really good run and Greenwood started blanking. I should have just given Rashford that time. And I think I'm guilty of that quite often.
I don't think you can necessarily... I think a lot of people will say that as well about Rashford. I think if you did it to get money for another move, it's not that bad because there was a lot of value in Greenwood. If you did it just because you thought Rashford wasn't ever going to score again, and that's obviously, probably was unlikely. But I think a lot of people, to be fair, and I'm sure you were the same, did it for value and use that money elsewhere. So I don't know if it was that bad a call. But yeah, Rashford did. It's our
biggest enemy, isn't it, in FPL? It's the money. All your decisions are based on creating money or being able to save some or bank some or spend it elsewhere. You guys got any headlines?
I think from my perspective, it's just a case of for the season. It's just a case of, I mean, I've taken very, very few hits this year, so I've probably done about -12 in total across the year. So only 3 hits, and I feel like that's played to my advantage. I've got, I don't know. I'd be interested to hear from everybody in the live chat as to how many hits they've taken this year. But I felt like every time that I felt like I wanted to take a hit and not taken it, it wouldn't have paid off anyway. There are so many good options in FPL that to take that -4, I haven't felt like it's been worth it a lot of the time this season. And it's been quite unpredictable in terms of the sort of players that might get points. So, yeah, very few hits. Very happy to have taken a few hits. And the overall rank is about, it's all right. It's in the top 1K, at the top 1%. And that's, I think, there'll be a lot of people that are sitting here going, I'm in 100K or I'm in 200K. Listen, you're out of 7 million players. 7 million players. That is a really bloody good rank. If you're in the top 70K, you're in the top 1%. If you're in the top 140K, you're in the top 2% of players globally in FPL. So don't, all this, I'm at 100K and I'm not happy. All right, well, it's fair enough. It's your own goal, so I get it, right? But don't put yourself down. That is still a fantastic finish if you're in the top 100K.
I'm not happy.
No, I'm with you there. Go on, Andy.
I should just really quickly say that we doing. We just put it in the chat, but we should just say it as well. If you just like and subscribe this video and leave a comment after we've We're non-live anymore, and we're going to pick out a winner for a premium membership, which will obviously carry through to next season as well. So that's a Scout membership. So just like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel as well, and then just leave a comment, and we'll pick someone at random early next week.
Great. Tobes, final say from you?
I think it would be probably around captain choices. I think this year I've often bottled captain choices at the last minute and gone for safe options and ended up regretting it. And I'm not saying put your captainship on a massive differential every week by any means, but you see a lot of people on Twitter, on Reddit, on various different forums saying, oh, should I do Kane or Aubameyang or Salah or Mane or whatever it is? And I kind of think you've just got to go with your gut feeling. There isn't, obviously, you're wise after the event. There is always going to be a right call, but I strongly feel like you've got to go with your gut. You've got to play your own game. You've got to make the call that feels right to you on your captain pick. Somebody else can't do it for you. So yeah, my kind of overriding advice would be go with your gut. If a player feels right, get your captainship on him and stick with it.
Yeah. I think it was early in the season, the sort of template captain choice kept failing. And I had Sterling loads early in the season. He kept blanking. So yeah, I like that. Guys, before we go, I'm just going to ask everyone to name their FPL player of the season. So we finish on an upbeat note. And I'm going to start with a guy that has only actually played since January, but Bruno has actually been my FPL player of the season just because of his consistency. I can't remember a performance quite like that over such a sustained period of time. And obviously forget the 3 months off in lockdown, but over a course of about 5 months of football, he delivered pretty much every single game week. I can't wait to see him next season in a team that will be much better. And I think his price, well, it'll be 10 million plus. I don't quite know if he'll be at the sort of Salah, Mane, KDB level, the sort of 12s, but he certainly should be. But because he started at 8 or 8.5, I don't know if they'll give him such a big jump. But he's been my player of the season. I don't know about you, Andy. Who's yours?
Oh God, I haven't really thought about this. To be honest, I know this is obvious. He's just scored the most amount of points, but Kevin De Bruyne to be priced at 9.5 million, so underpriced, and then to smash Salah, well, not smash him, but outscore Salah and Mane over the course of the season. And I heard someone else talking about this the other day. Like, I'm the same. I probably haven't captained him hardly at all this season. When you don't captain the top scoring player that often, that's probably a mistake you're making, because it's just always that, well, he's just an assist machine. He's not going to rack up big scores, and he's done it time and time again. So yeah, I mean that price was underpriced in there, 9.5, incredible. And obviously shout out to John Lundstrom. I absolutely killed me this season, but for those that had him from the start and kept him, he's going to go down in history as someone that everyone always remembers if you owned him, I think.
We might not have an out of position quite like that again, because he wasn't just a defender listed, a midfielder listed as a defender that sort of plays DM. This guy's a number 8, box to box, always amongst the action. Lee, what about you?
Yeah, so to be honest with you, I echo what Andy's saying. I mean, John Lundstrom was absolutely sensational, wasn't he? Until Sander Berge came along in the January transfer window, he was just an absolute lock in our teams. I agree with you. I don't think we're going to have a player like that again next season. I feel like it was a mistake by FPL at the beginning of the year to put him as a 4 million defender. I know the previous season we had Wan-Bissaka as a 4 million defender at Crystal Palace, and he was fantastic for attacking returns, but they did classify him correctly as a defender. Whereas John Lundstrom he's never been a bloody defender. So John Lundstrom, player of the year for me. Shout out to obviously Kevin De Bruyne, has, I think, absolutely been fantastic. Sadio Mane as well, but also Raul Jimenez in terms of consistency for me. All right, he's kind of, I wouldn't say he's FPL player of the season because he never felt that comfortable putting the armband on him, did you? Especially towards the end of this season. He's always a 1-goal kind of player, 8, 9, sort of 10 maybe points maximum. So his ceiling wasn't that great, but his floor was pretty high as well, very consistent. But my player of the year Andy said it, it's KDB. It's 100% KDB. I think Andy's also right, probably should have captained him more this season. So for me, it's Kevin, without a doubt.
Yeah. And Tobes?
Yeah, I mean, how do you follow those guys? KDB would probably be the one that I would pick. I think he's the best player in the league, not just from an FPL point of view now, but he's been the best player for a couple of seasons. I think to kind of give a couple of outside shouts, it feels weird calling them outside shouts because they've had amazing seasons. I'd say Danny Ings, who scored 20 goals in a side that's struggled for a lot of the year, finished in the bottom half. is pretty damn impressive. He became very, very reliable. He was very reliable all season for not much money. I think also it's worth pointing out Trent as well. He's just had another phenomenal season. He's 21, is he? And he's, you can rely on him for 5 or 6 double-digit hauls a season. He's a captainable asset. He's just been absolutely phenomenal. I've captained him a couple of times this year, and he's banged. What a player he is. And he's 21, for Christ's sake. He's got a very, very high ceiling. But yeah, Danny Ings would be my kind of outside shout outside of KDB.
Yeah, and my final word on that would be a mention to Nick Pope as well. Not Mason Mount. Not for FPL.
He has to be good though, isn't he, Mason Mount? Early doors, he was a lock, right?
Early doors was great, and also his benefit for me is so cheap. But unfortunately, Chelsea haven't had a standout star this season in FPL. But maybe they will next year. Guys, hit the subscribe button. Follow Fancy Scout on all platforms. FF Scout on Twitter. And we look forward to seeing you again next season. It's going to be a short summer. Enjoy. Subscribe to Scout members areas to get all the best ahead of the new season. And we've enjoyed having you with us today in what's been a frantic and fun day of football. Guys, thank you all for joining me. Thanks, Andy, Lee, and Toby as well.
Thank you,
Gianni.
Good to see you.
Stuff. And we'll see you next season. See you later,
Thanks, guys.
See ya.